Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. As always, my name is Todd. Thank you so much for joining. If it's your first time here, be sure to hit the follow, subscribe button, whatever you need to hit so you can come back again. And we welcome you here. If you're a returning viewer, appreciate you coming back. I've missed you. And we've got a great one for you today. This is going to be a reaction stream, of course, as always. We have 5 amazing member requested videos off of toddreacts.com. And if you too would like to request the videos and also literally just guide the stream in whatever direction you want to take it, really, you could certainly do so. Season tier gets you 2 video requests per month, and then the series tier gets you 3 video requests per month. And as always, while you're on the website, go ahead and check out the summer collection of merch available right now. Limited time only, of course, for the ... summer. Returning mod, is that a thing? It is. It is indeed. Welcome back, Jace. Happy you're here. 15% off for members of the website. Ships worldwide as well. I'm currently wearing the graphic soft hoodie. And when I say soft, I mean soft. This thing is nice. It's very, very soft. Lots of different colors to choose from. I'm obviously wearing red, as you can see. And very inclusive sizing with a size guide as well, inches and centimeters, to kind of help you figure out which size you need. And as always, I should mention this more often, quality is guaranteed on toddreacts.com orders. If there's a print error or visible quality issue, it will be replaced or refunded. Simple as that. And while you're there, check out the accessories as well. These 6 are brand new to the store. I have one right in front of me right here. This is the double wall tumbler, as you see down here. Keeps the condensation off your hands and in the glass, which is super handy. And it also comes with that straw as well. And I don't know what they call this, but there's like a little ridge at the bottom of the straw so it doesn't like come flying out, which is pretty nice. So you can take it on the go with you. So yeah, check that out and all these other wonderful things today. The Rocks Glass, of course. We got a little energy drink to pick me up during the stream. Because if you've been here before, you know they might last a little while. Just a little while. Not too much, but just a little bit. Shout out to those of you who watched to the end. I appreciate you greatly. Yeah, so go ahead and check those out. And if you're already there on the YouTube channel, the Todd Reacts YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Obviously, I can't subscribe to myself, but you can. So I'm leaving that to you. I'm giving you the task, I guess you could say. Over 14,100 of you have already subscribed. I appreciate you greatly. You're awesome. I'm glad you have enjoyed and you want to see it on your home feed and all that good stuff. It's just kind of a nice way to tell the algorithm, like, I enjoy this. Keep feeding me this, please. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button today. There's over 1,100 videos on that channel, so go ahead and check them out. And if you really want to, fine point it, there's also playlists as well that should help you kind of condense all that material into bite-sized packages, I guess you could say. Alrighty, and last but certainly not least, I believe there's over, where is it? There it is. I believe there's over 250 members of the Discord. 251. Thank you, Jace. 251 members of the Discord. You can be one of them. Totally free to join. Friends have been made. Conversations have been had. It's been a lot of fun. So go ahead and join today. If you've been thinking about joining, you don't have to do anything but download Discord, and there you go. You're already in. So it tells you nice at the top there that I am live, which I am live. So it's correct. I do try to keep this updated, the events calendar for streams. That way you know when they're going to happen, what day, what time, etc. Usually it's Monday, Wednesday. For the summer, we've been doing we've been doing Wednesday and Friday, which has been okay, I guess. It's a little different. I vastly prefer Mondays and Fridays. Maybe you do as well. I think it's just kind of a nice way to kick off the week. Mondays are typically kind of, they drag on, and it's also like that sinking feeling of, I got a week. I got, a couple more days left of the week. So it kind of helps you get over that, certainly. And then Friday, of course. Friday's amazing. It kickstarts the weekend. It's just a nice way to jump into the weekend with something fun. So we're going to be going back to Mondays and Fridays next week. So I will be seeing you so far. Today is Wednesday. I'll see you on Friday. I'll also see you on Monday. So that's going to be a lot of streams back to back to back. So strap in, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. It's going to be an interesting week. I'm looking forward to it, though. Definitely looking forward to it. You can see we have lots of amazing fandoms here. And certainly, if you don't see one that you're into and you want to add a new one, you certainly can. That is totally up to you. Just come up here to the, where is it? Request a channel. There it is. It was hiding from me. Request a channel, and you literally just tell us what you want, and then we'll make it for you, and you can meet people and talk about whatever you're into. So, and there's a bunch of cool community channels as well for you to hang out in and talk and discuss and all that good stuff. So go ahead and join today if you've been thinking about it. Bookending the week is nicer. I totally agree. One interesting thing is that the different days bring different crowds. That's always interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Remember back when you were streaming every day last summer? Yeah. Yeah, that was intense. I think that was the summer we both became mods. Yeah, absolutely. That was wow. I can't even remember why I did that. Why did I do that? I'm trying to think. Why? I remember I was doing gaming streams as well. So I was doing, for a little portion of time, I was doing Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Saturday being the gaming stream. I'm not exactly sure why I did that. Huh. I don't know. Decisions are made on the fly, and I guess I'm the one making decisions. I don't know. I just kind of, follow my intuition, I guess. But we should be getting back to Mondays and Fridays only, which is going to be nice. Catching upon the stuff piled up. That's right. That's true. I do remember that. Oh my gosh. I think my brain just kind of blocked it off. I was just like, you don't need to remember this. This was a lot of streaming. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was intense, especially with a full-time job on top of it. It's just a lot of mental acuity going right out. Yeah, a lot of changes. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it has helped tremendously, obviously, having mods, you all. I changed pretty much the day-to-day quite a lot. And honestly, streams, this is a little inside baseball to those of you who just joined. But streams have helped tremendously just with managing of time. Back in the early parts of the channel, and I'm sure some of you have heard this before, but if you haven't, back in the earlier years of the channel, there's a reason why I have 1,100 videos on the YouTube channel. I was grinding 2 videos a day, 2 video reactions per day. And I know at first you're like, is it really a grind if you enjoy doing it? Well, yeah. I mean, if you're constantly doing something for, I don't even remember how many days in a row I did it, but it was a lot. It was over a year. I almost felt like Casey Neistat doing like a daily vlog or something. But what was weird is, I have a full-time job, of course, and then my weekends were totally consumed by this completely. Like, we're talking wake up early on Saturday morning, start recording, do as many videos as I could for the day, stop about, 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock, eat some dinner, and then start editing. And then I would try to edit as many videos as I could, go to sleep at like 1 a.m., and then wake up the next morning, do more. So I had to do about 14 videos a week sometimes more, but usually 14 videos a week, and edit 14 videos a week. And I was trying to keep that in my weekends, which of course it didn't. I'll be brutally honest. Of course I didn't. Plus it involved, uploading everything and whatnot. Like it was a labor of love. That is 100% true. Maybe you don't hear that from a lot of people that are trying to create stuff on YouTube, but wow. It was so weird because I enjoyed doing it, but I also, like, the pure grind of it just started to get to me. And I burnt out twice while doing this channel so far. So streaming has definitely helped me not get to that point of wanting to burn out or having to burn out. So yeah, it's been a tremendous blessing. I'm glad I finally got over my apprehension of it. I was like, I don't know about this. I can't edit things, I'll be saying like ums and ahs, and I'll trip over my words, and that's not professional, and just trying to put out as most, professional, polished thing that I could, and I just had to go, you know what? I can't, I can't get stuck on that. This is going to drive me insane if I have to do 14 videos a week. Editing and shooting and all that stuff. It was crazy. The old days when Discord was community members only. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. It started out with just website members. And I was like, wait a minute, this seems odd. Why don't I have this open to everybody? And then I just have the website members in like their own special area. Absolutely. Indeed. Took forever time. Feels like a group hangout and very natural. Yeah, absolutely. It has grown on me tremendously. And so far we have done, oh geez, what is the number here? So in the playlist of lives, I think it's like 159 videos in the playlists of all the live streams. So over 150, 159. This will be 160 lives. Good Lord. Yeah, must be it's a year's worth for sure. Wow. Dang. That's tremendous. I know channels that don't even have 160 videos. And add to it that each one of these lives is about 3 to 4 hours long. Some longer, some shorter. But on average, probably 3.5 hours. That is, boy, that's a lot of time. That is amazing. So if you've been here for just this one, and this is your first one, or you've been here through 160 of these now, I appreciate you being here. It's been a lot of fun. It is, well, the first stream was absolutely anxiety-inducing, just as scared and frightened and all that stuff that you could possibly cram into a human body. I was all those things. And now it's like nothing. Now I can just sit here and talk to you and go, hey. It's so strange. It is so strange how it just becomes normal and you kind of let that other stuff go. It is truly amazing. So check out the YouTube channel, of course. And I will say, I'm one to not stop thinking about this. So if you're thinking, oh, we've seen it all, you haven't seen anything yet, is what I'll say. You haven't seen anything yet. That's not a threat. Well, I guess maybe it is. But it's a nice threat. It's a nice threat. Mine's 120 videos, but I don't do too long of videos. Right. Yeah, it is quite the grind. Quite the grind. Oh my gosh. I just, what's funny is I'll look at channels that have, 150 subs, 20 videos, and I'm like, what? I'm like, that is 20 videos was like my first month of this 4 years ago. It's just like, whoa. Wow. Hey, we got a bot already. We must be doing well. We got a bot. Anyway, join the Discord. Lots of great people in there. You'll see them in chat, and of course, and maybe you're watching. But I did something this weekend. I know it's Wednesday and I'm talking about the weekend, but I haven't talked to you since Friday. Outside of Discord, we haven't talked since Friday. I watched Happy Gilmore 2. It's available on Netflix. Adam Sandler and Netflix have like a $250 million deal or something. That was already on top of the $200 million previous deal that he had. So he's making some bank. And did I feel like this movie needed to be made? No. Looking back at Happy Gilmore, the first one, it's a very niche comedy. I know it is beloved by a lot of people, but the first one, I mean, it is a golfing movie, so that kind of narrows the focus a little bit. And the humor can be sometimes crude, which probably narrows it even further. But it seems overwhelming that people of my age, or maybe a little older, maybe a little younger, accepted it for what it was. It was a slapstick, hilarious sports movie. And did I feel like they needed to make a second one? No. I thought the first one was just perfectly encapsulated. The story was nice and neat for what it was. And it was very funny. Very funny, very well thought out. That being said, I liked the fact that it was only an hour and 54 minutes. If it had been any longer than that, I would have been absolutely furious. It definitely didn't need to be longer. If anything, it could have been shorter. Definitely could have been shorter. I love comedies that are about 90 minutes. Hour and a half, that's about all you really need for a comedy movie. I wonder what the first one was. Was the first one an hour and a half, maybe? Let's see. Yeah, exact. Oh my gosh. Talk about perfect there. Hour and 32 minutes. That is perfect. Obviously, you can see the audience really loves it. Critics, I mean, critics will critic. But the audience absolutely loves the first one. I love the first one. This time around, a little bit more even. A little bit more even. Do I think it was good overall? Do I think a 67% is accurate? I do. Do I think a 63% is more accurate? No. I think 67 to 70 is a good range. They had a lot of great callbacks. A lot of member berries, as they're called. Little remembrance berries that they sprinkle in. Just to, remember those that have passed. Unfortunately, I remember hearing Adam Sandler was talking to Carl Weathers about coming back as Chubbs and doing like some sort of role of some kind. Unfortunately, he died not too long after that and before this was in production. So that's kind of an unfortunate thing. But lots of great tributes to folks that have already passed and whatnot. Bob Barker, of course. Cameron, of course. Like, there was a lot of great moments for you to go, oh, I remember that, But story-wise of this one, I guess they were trying to play off the PGA Championship and the LIV Championship, LIV in all caps, how it kind of broke off from the PGA and started its own, like, rival golfing thing. The technology was crazy. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to go deep into spoilers here because it is kind of new. And if you wanted to check it out on Netflix, you can. The technology part of it was just ridiculous. I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to roast this next generation of golf. I totally get it. But I would say it took away from the movie quite a bit. Because the first one was all about relationships with Happy and his grandma, relationships of Happy and Chubbs, relationships of Happy and Veronica. All those beautiful, heartfelt relationships boiled down to Happy and his family. And there was not a lot of outside relationships that I thought had any sort of like weight to it. Kind of missed that heart. The heart of the first one was him trying to win money for his grandmother's house. And it was just beautiful. I mean, yes, it was goofy and ridiculous and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it was a sweet older lady that he was trying to help. And, a bit of endearing quality to him, even though he was a total, well, how do I say this? F up, total mess of a person. He overcame that and became, kind of the hero, if you will. So, overall thoughts, I thought it was very funny in some parts, like laugh out loud funny, which hopefully you would think an Adam Sandler film would be funny. I thought parts of it were a little over the top. Overall, okay. Would I have been happier if they didn't make it and they just left alone the original in 1997 or 6 or whatever? Yeah, I think I would have been. Yeah. But it was okay. They didn't screw it up too bad. I will say that. They didn't make me hate it, because going into this, I was very apprehensive, as you could probably tell. I was like, oh gosh, just don't screw it up. Just don't screw it up. Somehow I was just nervous. Anytime anything gets a sequel that's like a cult classic or anything like that, the risk is too high. Too high. So in that sense, yeah, they missed the mark and the risk was too high. But I did enjoy some of the, nostalgia of it, I guess. Yeah, Cam was in Grown Ups. Yep. Sandler goes to all his charity events for the Cameron Boyce Foundation. That's sweet. Yeah, Adam Sandler does definitely seem like a good dude. Yeah, it overall, I don't know. It had its moments. And honestly, it was kind of nice to see some of the actors back from the original, like Shooter McGavin, you can see here. This actor obviously is much older. And it was just kind of cool to see some of them back, because some of them we haven't seen for a while, frankly. This person said, this is one of the critics' reviews, the sense of it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, suits a movie with no great aim, but to call back to the original. That is 100% accurate. It's basically one big callback movie. A modern critic might point out the irony of yesterday's outsider becoming today's guardian of old school wisdom. We get some light chuckles, one-off jokes, but the story, with bones to be genuinely gripping, flatlines thanks to an onslaught of half rear-ended gags and cameos. I read somewhere that there was over 60 cameos in that movie. There is people everywhere. And some of the people I probably didn't even recognize. It is a lot. It is a lot of different people. 68. Oh my God. There's so many people. So many random celebrities, sports figures. It's crazy. It is absolutely nuts. It was almost 30 years later, by the way. Isn't that crazy? Top critics gave it a 50. That's not terribly surprising. It's great to see some of the cast come back, like I just said. But I just feel like it's a little too forced and corny at times. Yeah, true. You will laugh from time to time. But it is a lot of nostalgia. Absolutely. If you like the first movie, you'll like this one. Lots of callbacks to the original, but the story itself is fairly weak. Yeah, that is a succinct way to put it. Story's weak. I get what they were trying to do with Live Golf and all that stuff. Apparently there's 72. Good grief. It just keeps going up. Low effort, doesn't really seem that... well, to be fair, he has a contract with Netflix to make movies, and unless he's going to come up with all original content, he's got to dig into the back, so get ready for Billy Madison 2. Oh, gosh. No. Oh, gosh. I just disappointed myself in saying Billy Madison too. Watching Happy Gilmore 2 is like reliving your glory days through someone else's Instagram highlight reel. Fun for a moment, then sad. It proves one thing: some sequels should never come back from the dead. Indeed. That is a great way to put it. It was living your glory days. It definitely took me back to childhood. But honestly, just seeing Adam Sandler older makes me feel even older. Now Adam Sandler's so much older looking. I'm like, oh, that means I'm so much older looking. Ah, it's just one of those terrible realizations. Oh my gosh. All right. So if you want to check it out, certainly do so. I would only say check it out if you enjoyed the first one. A lot. Like a lot. If you didn't, don't check it out. Don't listen to the hype. Don't watch it because everyone else is watching it. You will probably hate it. But, all right. Let's move on to our member requested videos. We have 5 of them today, as always. We are going to start with a Veronica Mars compilation. Then we will travel to the Thunderbolts and then move on over to Given, the anime. And then we will watch a compilation from Good Omens, Crowley, and Aziraphale. And we're going to end it with a clip farm or clip show or whatever you want to call it of the podcast The Basement Yard. So strap in, get yourself something nice to drink, something to eat, snack on, whatever. And let's go ahead and jump into it, shall we? 72 of 74 cameos, but apparently called 88 people. Good grief. Oh my gosh. It's almost like Adam Sandler knew the script was weak and was trying to fill it with cameos. I think that's what that was. I'm pretty sure that's what that was. Oh gosh. I will say some of them I was just like, hey, like I hadn't seen them in a while, so I guess that's kind of a positive, you know. But let's go ahead and jump into this first one. It is Logan and Veronica, Electric Love. I felt like a radio jockey there. Electric Love.
9 years of radio silence, and yet I still kind of knew deep down I could count.
He just said radio silence. I'm dead.
Bygones.
Just mean you're gonna play nice now?
Walk in front of the car, we'll see.
Tell me the truth, Veronica. Did you just sign up for the newspaper so you could be around Duncan?
No. I'm here so I can be closer to you.
Oh, she's a keeper. Annoy, tiny blonde. Annoy like the wind. Look at us. We're right back into our rhythms. There was this one girl. She was blonde, petite. Smelled of marshmallows and promises.
Promises? That's the name of my perfume. Well, why aren't you dating if you still love her? It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. The cameos definitely take you out of the story.
Veronica, you win. Thanks for helping out with this. Hey, remember when we made out against the sink and you had your legs around my waist?
Stop. You'll make me blush. You've nearly warmed this cold, cold heart of mine.
I will say this. Logan had quite the transformation. You can just see it in these videos. From everybody's worst nightmare in high school, frosted tips, puka shell necklace, just an overall not a good person, to grown up, goes into the military, gets a new outlook on life, reprogrammed, whatever you want to say, and is a seemingly normal gentleman. It's quite the glow up there.
If you have a problem with Veronica, you're pretty much dead to me. So just like evaporate or something. I don't know. I thought our story was epic, you know? Spanning years. Continents.
It's so like my high school experience.
I've had the time of my life as I was playing.
Yeah, hopefully not the murder plotline.
Lives ruined. Bloodshed. We should take the long way home. Love what you've done with the place.
So thank you. Listen, I'll get you through it. I know what you're missing.
I have not heard this song in forever.
As a rule, I like to start every school day with a hot blonde waiting for me in the park.
This is my I'd rather be spelunking look. It's like you don't know me at all.
My day is complete. Veronica Mars has accused me of evil.
Me too.
I'm not blonde.
Or hot. Logan.
It's kind of wild she had the time for a boyfriend and all this stuff while also being a high school private investigator. Like, what? In my mind, I just can't piece that together. Like, I would just be consumed by it, probably.
Mars. That sounds like a guy who plays by his own rules.
What's
All right.
180 days, Taz?
All right, we're showing some stuff on the CW.
That's my girl, spreading sunshine wherever she goes.
Come back to me.
No one writes songs about the ones that come easy.
Wow. Excellent. Excellent compilation. What a story. What a life. All that unbelievable, like the murder plot line, everything. Like, there's a lot going on there. And to be able to do that and also be kind of a normal teenager is such a skill that I probably don't have. I know myself enough. The edit says, the editor says they started this video back in 2016. Whoa. They started it in 2016 and they posted it in 2022. Good Lord. That is 6 years of working on it. Well, I think it turned out great. Good job. Let me go ahead and throw some love on that. Throw a like on it. Link down below in the YouTube video description for that video's original link. Go ahead and throw it some love. Also, check out their channel. If they're willing to spend 6 years on a Veronica Mars video, I'm assuming they got other great videos as well. And for those of you watching live, I will post that link as soon as I log in to the chat. There we go. There it is. That's a long distraction period. Indeed, it is. CW had scenes, but literally showed skin for blink and you miss it seconds. Yeah, that's understandable. That is very understandable. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into some information about Veronica Mars. Maybe you already know it. Maybe this will be a little refresher. Maybe you've never seen it before, and now you're kind of interested in checking it out. Certainly. Neo-noir. What a great description of it. Mystery drama. Set in the fictional town of Neptune, California, stars Kristen Bell as Veronica Mars, of course. Premiered in 2004. That was right at the height of my high school television watching. I was watching a ton of stuff. Final 2 years of UPN's lifespan. I used to love UPN. They had a lot of great shows on it. It merged with the WB to form the CW. I used to watch both of those channels. Ended in 2007 on the CW, airing for 3 seasons total. And the one thing I remember from Veronica Mars and all these reactions, the ending is quite controversial. I will never forget that. Just the amount of posts of people that were just very upset or somehow okay with it, but the very upset very much outweighed the okay with it. Like, oh my gosh. Like, there's ways to do it, and then there's ways not to end a show, and boy. Character Veronica Mars is a student who progresses from high school to college while moonlighting as a private investigator under the tutelage of her detective father. In each episode, Veronica solves a different standalone case while working to solve a more complex mystery, and all the while doing homework, which is very impressive. The first 2 seasons of the series each had a season-long mystery arc, introduced in the first episode of the season, solved in the finale. Third season took a different format, focusing on smaller mystery arcs that would last several episodes. Thomas initially wrote Veronica Mars as a young adult novel, a YA novel, which featured a male protagonist. Victor Mars, I think it was. No, I'm kidding. He changed this because he thought a noir piece told from a female point of view would be more interesting and original. Probably, yeah. All the old noir mysteries are typically, guy, middle-aged detectives or whatever. Been around the block a little, chain smoking, gravelly voice, all that stuff. Maybe a fedora. Premiered to 2.49 million American viewers. Critically acclaimed first season ran for 22 episodes, which is a lot for a first season. Garnered an average of 2.5 million viewers per episode in the U.S. Show was canceled after its 3rd season. Thomas wrote a feature film script continuing the series. Warner Brothers opted out not to fund it. At the time, 2013, Bell and Thomas launched a fundraising campaign to produce the film through Kickstarter and attained the $2 million goal in less than 11 hours. They accumulated over $5.7 million on Kickstarter. The film was released the very next year. 8-episode, 4-season was released in 2019 on Hulu. No plans after that to order a 5th. I can't believe they did a film in basically a year. Oh, they premiered it at South by Southwest. Interesting. It's a little festival thing. I'm surprised there was that many people willing to... Wait a minute. Oh, no. I think it's the Hulu season that has the bad ending, isn't it? Or the controversial ending, I guess we'll say. Pretty sure that was the one. Okay, yeah. Yep. Okay. I get it now. I'm not surprised there was that many people willing to fundraise for the film, because that was before that super controversial Hulu ending that apparently a lot of people really didn't like. I miss when shows had longer seasons. Absolutely. Totally agree. Let the plot breathe and some filler episodes end up being faves. Absolutely. I totally agree. Nothing is worse to me than seeing a show only be 10 episodes or 9 episodes or 8 episodes. And I'm like, ugh, I'm going to have to wait a year for 8 more episodes? Oh, you just can't get into it. Like, I'm totally fine with some filler episodes. Nothing really happens. Just kind of advances it slowly. Just give me something, Especially this day and age where we're just craving content. Give me content. Like, I preferred the earlier seasons of Lucifer for that reason. Absolutely. Love that Netflix saved it, but cutting episodes chain the yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. I absolutely adore Netflix for saving that show. Completely. We got an ending, all that good stuff. But yeah, cutting the number of episodes, just... I don't know what they're thinking there. They're like, hey, if we do less episodes and spend somewhat the same amount of money, we can make the episodes look better or something. I just don't get it. Like, yeah, you can technically make it look better, but I think majority of us would want more episodes. Just keep it the same. Same quality, even less quality even. Just give us more. Give us more. That's all we want. That way, if it does get canceled early, we feel like we got quite a lot of episodes. You know, that's the difference between 40 episodes and 80 to 100 episodes. Shows like Bridgerton, eight episodes, but gets split into 2 parts, 4 episodes. Then a month later, another 4. Oh my gosh. Oh no. That is like the ultimate tease of a show at that point. 4 episodes, and then you have to wait for another 4. But at the end of the day, it's still only 8. 8. Come on now. How are they getting away with this? How? Logan and Veronica, or Lovey. That's actually one of the best. That's actually one of the best pairing names I think I've ever seen. That just kind of works out beautifully. Romantic relationship between Logan and Veronica. Throughout the first half of season 1, Logan and Veronica are shown to be virtually dislike each other. However, as the series progresses, they fall deeply in love with each other. They are seen in a relationship together in all seasons of the show, and the film showcases a lot of challenges they face on the way to their happily ever after. They eventually marry in the conclusion of the final season of the show. And don't talk about the rest of it. Don't mention the rest. They live happily ever after. Done. Period. Moving on. Oy. I like how it says status, married to each other. Also, since Bridgerton has so many characters with main love story setting up future seasons, some of the episodes just feel like filler. That's crazy. So in 8 episodes, some of it feel like filler. That is crazy. I can't tell what that is. Maybe they needed more money to do the episodes, so they couldn't do as many, or that's just very lazy writing. Well, we can only do so much, so let's not go too crazy. Let's do 8 episodes. When did Logan and Veronica's feelings for each other change? I just rewatched the series, and I'm curious to see what other people think. When did Logan realize he had feelings for Veronica? And when did Veronica realize she liked Logan? It's probably right when he hit boot camp. He goes, wait a minute. I had something good. What am I doing? I feel like a lot of the changes occurred subconsciously before they admitted to themselves. This person says, I think Logan has always had the hots for V, both physically and for her mental prowess. You can see how impressed, or maybe even turned on, he is during the Christmas poker game whodunit reveal. And she softened to him again post-Lily death during the search for his mother. All that was subconscious, though. I think it hit them both by surprise during the spontaneous first kiss. Neither of them saw it coming, really, nor expected it to be as soon as it happened. They knew. This person says, I think believing Veronica was in danger when she was abducted by JTT. Jonathan Taylor Thomas? Is that what we're talking about? Really jump-started their feelings. Unlike with Lily, he has a chance to do something and step in to help save someone he cares about. And after Logan comes to her rescue, it pushes aside the past year and a half of hate because he does something heroic. He's the best version of himself in that moment. Then she gives him that little peck. It ignites everything. Where's the flames? I should have flames. Actually, that's a good idea. I'm going to mentally note that. I think they were friends and dealing with Lilias? Wait. I see Lily. I see. I see Lily. Lilia's death ripped them apart. turn Logan into the worst version of himself. Throughout season 1, there are little moments where they almost try to reconnect as friends again before remembering everything. I think the turning point started when Veronica tried to find Logan's mom and was there when he realized she was deceased. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good emotionally vulnerable moment for sure. It was in fact that JTT. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What's up, Megan? I'm not even going to talk about Netflix giving Umbrella Academy 6 episodes to finish its last season. That is criminal at this point. I mean, that is absolutely criminal. You just want superpowers again? Indeed. Indeed. I think it'd be a lot of fun to just hit a button and you just see flames. I'll figure out how to do it. I will figure out how to do it. Great point. Sometimes I forget they were good friends before Lily's death. I wish we could have seen more of what that looked like, because in the series, I felt like it's either love or animosity. There was a lot of animosity in the first couple episodes I reacted to. Big time. Big time. It was awkward, but it almost gave me that feeling of there's interest. You know what I mean? Like there's interest there, but it's cloaked in a veil of, ugh, you know, I don't like that person because they're not in my clique in high school, so I'm not going to like that person. But you could tell by how they looked at each other, and, you know, some of the conversations seemed very odd, like forced in a way, like forced anger, like forced hate. And I was just like, I think we can start to see a little bit of the attraction brewing. You know, you can just kind of see it just starting up, just stirring the pot just a little bit. I really think the turning point for them to start at least thinking about not hating one another. I'm going to start to think about not hating that person. Was the Wrath of Khan. They both kind of relived, there we go, their memories. Whoa, totally different idea there. Relived their memories as the Fab Four while Logan was working on the memorial video. If that little spark had not taken place, I don't know if Logan would have ever turned to her to help him find his mother, but there was a subconscious seed planted, and I think unbeknownst to him, started to grow. This person says, I think it's kind of tricky because there's years of the relationship we're not actually seeing. They were close friends for years, and it wasn't until Lily's death that they grew apart. So the foundation was kind of already there before we even met them. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Knowing that, there's probably a lot more closeness that we just don't see. So it's kind of one of those, you know, you're good friends with somebody for a long time, and then something happens and then you become not so good friends, but you always have that soft spot for them. You always think kind of, you know, I wonder what they're up to. I miss them a little bit. And then you're just like, no, I don't miss them. I don't miss them at all. Better off without them. But deep down, you're always just like, I wonder what they're up to. I wonder if they want to hang. Do they want to talk to me? It's so classic. Oh, it's so classic. Leigh was played by Amanda Seyfried before she was famous. Wow, that's crazy. Deep down, there was a foundation of respect and enjoyment of each other, but it was clearly the search for Logan's mom that brought everything back together. Yeah, that would, if you were, you know, good friends with somebody or soft with somebody for years, and then you had a falling out, searching for their mother and realizing she was dead would definitely bring even the coldest of hearts back. Like, you can't help but feel for that person, regardless of the fallout. It's foreshadowed pretty early. When Logan's creating the memorial video for Lily, Veronica has flashbacks to the previous year's homecoming dance, and Lily asks Logan what he thought of Veronica when he first met her. He replies that he thought she was hot in the knee socks of her soccer uniform. He kind of implies that if Lily hadn't been there, Logan, Duncan, and Veronica would have been in a love triangle right from the start. This is how I always took it. obligatory psychotic jerk. Logan's always had feelings for her. Veronica Mars Season 2 and the Logan Echolls Problem. This was just posted a couple weeks ago. I've been doing a Veronica Mars rewatch with my daughters. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. I wonder if she watched it. I wonder if he watched it and enjoyed it when he was younger, and now he's watching it with kids. Like, that's so cool. That is really cool. That's got to be half the joy of being a parent, is introducing your kids to like things that you watched growing up and maybe you loved, and hopefully they'll love. It would be pretty awkward if they were like, can we not watch that? You're just like, what are you talking about? This is the best. Oh, God. Oh, that is a risk. That is a risk you take. Covered Season 1 last month, and now that we've completed Season 2, we're ready to revisit and reevaluate it through a 2025 lens. Where to find it? Once again, it must be purchased. For whatever reason, the show still isn't available on any streaming platforms. Real missed opportunity. You can buy the full season for about $15 on most digital platforms. The premise: though it has the same number of episodes, Season 2 feels even more packed than the first. The central mystery kicks off with a school bus crash in the premiere, killing several Neptune High students. Yikes. Meg Manning initially survives but falls into a coma. It's later revealed she's pregnant. Hello. And Duncan's the father. Meanwhile, Logan Echolls is accused of killing a PCHer. Aaron Echolls stands trial for the murder of Lily Kane. Steve Guttenberg's Woody Goodman is elected mayor and tries to incorporate the city. And the new character, Jackie, played by Tessa Thompson, is introduced as Wallace's love interest, Veronica's foil, and the daughter of disgraced baseball star Terrence Cook, who himself becomes a suspect in the bus crash. As usual, the show includes several cases of the week, but this time most of them eventually feed into the season-long arc. If I remember right, Veronica Mars caught some criticism from casual viewers, not hardcore fans, for leaning too far into serialization, which probably led to the shorter arcs in Season 3. But from the 2025 vantage point, when everything is binged anyway, the serialization is a feature, not a bug. Yeah. I mean, at this point, most people just consume things at once or over a short period of time, so it's not that big a deal. I just watched Motorhead Season 1. I literally just powered right through it. 2 days. Just whoop, done, next. Production quality of the show is so sharply shot and well composed that if not for the flip phones, oh God, flip phones, could almost pass for a contemporary series. I generally think one reason Veronica Mars still resonates is that it remains just as appealing to my 13-year-olds as it did in 2005. Minus a few pop culture references and cameos, Joss Whedon, Kevin Smith, Michael Cera, that flew over my daughters' heads because I've clearly failed them as a parent. Well, those are teachable moments. You can tell them about them, you know? Tell them about Clerks. Tell them about Superbad. And be like, yeah, when you get a little older, we'll watch Superbad. It's one of the great comedy movies. But at 13, it's definitely not appropriate. Oh, my gosh. Overall review, honestly, I think Season 2 is peak Veronica Mars. The show had ironed out its Season 1 kinks and hadn't yet tried to broaden its appeal to avoid cancellation. Barely survived Season 2 due to the low ratings, but the CW, a newly formed merger of UPN and WB, picked it up for a third season. Also, I think what plays into that is that UPN was, as a channel, was dying. It was absolutely dying, which doesn't help. That definitely doesn't help. The plotting this season is phenomenal. Several characters, Woody Goodman, Terrence Cook, Aaron Echolls, Kendall Casablancas. Whoa, what a last name. And the Fitzpatricks have motives to crash the bus, and the show keeps you guessing. It also continues the darker themes of Season 1, grape, abusive parents, multiple endings of people, even, how do I say, not great things with children. Not really destructive behavior with children is what I'll say there. trying not to say that word. I hadn't rewatched it in over 15 years, so while I remembered a few major beats, I completely forgot who was behind the crash until the finale. That's nice. It's almost like watching it for the first time. My daughters were annoyed that I couldn't spoil anything. But truthfully, I didn't remember enough to spoil. I will say at that point, why even watch it? I will say the Duncan arc was a little weird. I remember when Rob Thomas decided to write Teddy Dunn out. As likable as the actor may have been, he always felt like he belonged in another show. Having him abduct his baby from his dead ex-girlfriend and flee the country felt off-brand for the series. Boy, that's dark. But it did help cement Ken Marino's Vinnie Van Lowe as one of the show's most delightfully weaselly recurring characters. The one element that's hard to grapple with is Logan Echolls. He makes so many awful choices. Violent outbursts, casual racism, elitism, repeatedly sleeping with Kendall Casablancas. That's a great name to say, isn't it? One time, mere hours after confessing feelings for Veronica, redemption should have been off the table. And yet, that chemistry, though. One of my daughters rooted for Veronica with everyone but Logan, while the other was a ride-or-die Logan shipper, constantly trying to excuse his terrible behavior. By the end, even the anti-Logan sibling came around. Hell, even I did. Briefly. And I've always been a Team Piz guy. I mean, look. There's got to be monsters to every story. There's got to be monsters to every story. And the fact that he did or was able to have a redemption arc is pretty awesome. Pretty impressive. Before they were stars, Tessa Thompson, of course, Kristen Ritter, Kyle Gallner, Michael Cera, Aaliyah Shawkat also made cameos during the original run of Arrested Development. Problematic elements, few racial slurs are used that wouldn't fly today. Far too many teens sleeping with adults, including the sheriff. Whoa. And Richard Casablancas, I'm avoiding saying his nickname, feels ripped from a bad 80s intimacy comedy. His misogyny goes way past the point of parody into just plain gross. I will also add that Veronica herself says things on occasion that sound tone-deaf as hell today, but would have gone largely uncommented upon in 2005. Overall grade, A+. A+. Despite its flaws, it's remarkable how well-written, acted, and structured the season is. It remains one of the best single seasons of TV this century. I'm concerned that season 3 won't be able to live up to it. Yeah, that's interesting. All right. I totally understand why we're looking at things differently. Obviously, with time changes, attitudes change, things that are okay change. Totally get that. But part of me is also like, if you're watching a show from 2005, you should be able to accept the fact that there is going to be some wild stuff. Wild. So just deal with it. It's not something you have to live in today, but just accept the fact that you will see some or hear some interesting things being said or done. It just is what it is. It's going back in time. It's a time travel. Every time you watch an old movie or old show or anything like that, or read about history, you're going back in time to a time that no longer exists. Things like Motorheads, which is quite similar to One Tree Hill, Veronica Mars in terms of genre. Absolutely. Teen drama. Indeed. It's a good drama to binge. Absolutely agree. Kendall Casablancas sounds like someone who'd be in the show Dallas. What a name, huh? It's amazing. As much as I love Lovie, Veronica and her dad are a true heart of the show. I absolutely love her father's character. Seems like a good dude. Obviously, it strikes up such an interesting dynamic. Like, a certain point, you're just like, okay, maybe it's not ethically correct to have a high schooler doing PI work or, helping out in any way or anything like that. But it's also a very beautiful bonding moment, and them together is just such a, it's kind of a heartwarming experience because you're just like, wow, this is beautiful. They're able to share time. You know, being a private investigator, I'm assuming requires a lot of time and effort, right? So the fact that he's able to share any moments with her and they're able to, you know, hang out and talk about things, it's quite nice. Reading an Agatha Christie a while back, I had to stop because of all the victim blaming. It's of its time, but I couldn't continue. Most of hers, I wince and remind myself of the publication date. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? It's a product of its time. We ourselves, we are a product of its time. I'm sure in 100 years, people will be looking back on us and going, ugh. What were they thinking? What were they doing? And we won't be here, so we can't respond. But if we could respond, we'd go, what? That's what it was. We are who we are. It is what it is. It's very funny. It's extremely funny, actually. We are living history, which is crazy to think about, I guess. All right, let's move on to the next one. It is Thunderbolts TikTok edits to watch because we are lost without them. I've reacted to one previously. I've never seen the movie. Here it was great. The reviews were good. But I haven't seen it. Have not seen it. Let's go ahead and jump in to this TikTok compilation starting now.
Citizens of the United States needed that protection, and thanks to my hard work, they got it. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the new Avengers.
We're here together. That's what matters. Thank you guys. Really.
Of course.
That is kind of funny. Especially when somebody becomes like so synonymous with a character. You see him in other projects and you're just like,
think of a worse group of people
oh,
trying
hey.
to work together.
Sometimes it can be a negative, but if they're a good enough actor,
None of us comply?
you have a little grace
So
with
we all
them.
just punch and shoot?
Is that Bucky?
I'd like not to die today, so maybe somebody else be driving.
Pretty ludicrous coming from the dime store Captain America.
Who is this old Santa?
Who are you?
I'm Bob.
The Avengers are not coming.
Red Room Assassin. God only knows the blood.
Who will keep the American people safe?
Engaging defensive measures.
Oh my god.
Wait, that's not supposed
Oh my god.
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
I can't trust my own mind.
Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number since the number one.
The best part of my life was fake, and none of you told me.
No is the saddest experience you'll ever know.
You don't think Lamar's life matters?
Yes, it's the saddest experience you'll ever know. 'Cause one is the loneliest.
Should probably do this. I don't want to cut off the creator's tag.
Meet the new eventually.
Let's see. All the customers are buying, and the money's multiplying, and the PR people are lying, and the lawyers are denying.
Dark themes are strong.
Who cares if a few trees are dying? This is also gratifying. How bad?
I take one, cause you left me, and two for my family, and three for my heartache, and four for my headaches, and five for my loneliness,
Yeah.
six for my sorrow, and seven.
The first one, I think I had the first one cut off, and it was, I can't even say it. Something about Pascal.
But you have the wrong people.
Look, I've been where you are. You can run, but it doesn't go away. Sooner or later, it catches up to you, and when it does, it's too late. So you can either do something.
I think it
about
was
now,
Pascal's sleuths, if you
or
will.
live it forever.
Just made me giggle to myself.
What you did all those years, it wasn't you. You didn't have a choice.
I lost my sister again, but forever.
I'm just trying to be the best Captain America I can be.
We all have things that we regret.
No, but I have so many.
There's a part of me still there. There's a part of the Winter Soldier still in me.
My loved one is about to fade away into nothing, Bill.
You're gonna be some great man, some savior. Can't even save yourself.
What bound them together? Greed? Desperation? Was it just the knowledge that if one or all of them disappeared tonight, no one would come looking? No mourners. No funerals, they replied in unison.
I'll let you know I was actually the official Captain America, so.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds.
Because I seem to remember you getting your ass beat way worse than mine.
Yeah, I suck. I'm terrible. We're all terrible. Hey, but you're not a hero. You're not even a good person.
Bitch.
See?
Go easy on him.
Oh, so you're nice now.
It's my turn.
No, you know you're a piece of trash, Walker. So does your family.
Jesus.
And this thing that you do when you whip your hair when you're fighting with the arm and the hair, and you do like a fighting pose.
It's a fighting pose. You're a total poser.
I'm not a poser.
Kid Bishop.
It's a fighting pose.
Hi. I made macaroni if you want some.
Caught the
Do you have
sriracha.
one fork?
I'm one person.
That's so weird. Kate, this is not cutlery. This is not cutlery.
I'm so alone. I don't have anything anymore. All I do is sit and look at my phone and think of all the terrible things that I've done, and then I go to work, and then I drink, and then I come home to no one, and I sit and I think about all the terrible things I've done again, and then I
Stop. We all have things that we regret.
No, but I have so many.
You know what's relatable about that is the amount of time that passes just sitting on your phone. And you look up at the clock or something, or you just look up at life and you're like, oh, how long have I been staring at that phone? Meanwhile, like 2 hours have passed, you're like, what happened? tried to shy away from that.
What is your name? Someone next to you? Rogers?
Won't you
He becomes
shake
Captain America.
a poor sinner's hand?
This unstable. I mean, who knows what I did to him?
Yes.
We're all alone. All of us. Let's just stick together until we make it to the surface, and after that, you can start a fight with the Silver Soldier, get yourself killed. I don't care.
What about me?
You stay behind me, Bob. You can trust me, Bob. You can trust me. I know you.
Yeah, I don't think that you do.
No, not really. Where's Bob? There you are. We stick together from now on. And then it starts to feel a little bit like just a
boy. You don't matter to anyone.
That's not true.
Me now, I'm coming like a storm into your town. You can't catch me now. I'm higher than the hopes that you brought down. You can't catch me now. I'm coming like a storm into your town. You can't catch me now.
It's a quick way to boil water.
Higher than the hopes that you brought down. You can't catch me now. I'm coming like a storm into your town. You can't catch me now. You can't.
Sorry, I guess I didn't really think this far ahead. Genius plan, Bobby.
About the times your father.
Stop! No, I didn't say you could know that.
Let them go. You think they care about you? You don't matter to anyone.
Intrusive thoughts.
I'm sure we're taller in another dimension. You say we're smaller.
You're great in there, Bob.
Dimension. You're tired of moving. Your body's aching. We could vacate. There's places to go.
You said you're Captain America. Why are you laughing? Just 'cause you're an asshole. You know.
Spin us around, and then I can latch us on.
I'm not spinning us around. Okay, somebody's gotta go. Cucumber.
What the hell is happening?
Growing up, somebody told me that you could stop and sneeze if you could confuse your brain. I always just yell cucumber.
Okay.
Oh, no. Hi. I'm Bob.
That was funny. Thank you. We needed that.
It's getting so tense in here for a second.
Meet
Me trying to
the
fit into
new
the conversation.
Avengers.
Can't be the century without the other side. I did the dishes though. Oh, God, one more time. That was on that.
And I've been meaning to tell you, I think your house is haunted. Your dad is always mad, and that must be why. I think you should come live with me, and we can be pirates. Then you won't have to cry or hide in the closet. And just like a folk song, our love will be passed. Oh.
Red Room assassin. God only knows what on your hands.
Pretty ludicrous coming from the dime store Captain America.
Well, that, I was actually the official Captain America, so.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds. Before you publicly murdered an innocent man in the streets. Do I have that right?
I know that for sure. It could be for anything. Could be for when they come to pick me up.
Do you feel that? The temperature rising dramatically as if heat was involved?
Okay,
I remember the posts.
Don't worry, I got this.
I remember the posts comparing Steve Rogers to this Captain America, Chris Evans compared to this guy, and there's literally all of it was just like Walmart Captain America, dime store Captain America, Dollar Tree Captain America. I was just like, oh my gosh. Just getting brutally mocked.
Already, it's impossible. This building is enormous. Right? What?
To be fair, those were large shoes to fill. Which is wild because I've seen Chris Evans and stuff before Avengers, before Captain America, and I couldn't see it, but boy, he really nailed the role. It's the nicest things to say about Walker, to be honest. That is good that he's in on the joke.
We get it, you're in the military. Lost in motion with dirt, and then I've been crushed to death. Right?
Just a minute.
Well, shut up.
Oh, what?
We get it yourself.
God knows how many hostages and shook the hands of 2 U.S. presidents. So every time he came back.
It's the only way out, eh? I have attempted. Selfish trick. You should try them again.
Hey, didn't think he'd come back. Thanks.
Thanks, you've seen a couple of houses in the elevator.
So much I think it must be true.
I gotta say, I think the first Captain America movie is my all-time favorite. I just watched it a month ago, a couple weeks ago, and it's so good, so good.
When I woke up, my parents were dead. I wasn't so lucky.
Something really
They call it molecular
wonderful about that story.
disequilibrium. A rather dull name, I think. Doesn't quite do justice to what it means. Every cell in my body is torn apart and stitched back together. Over and over. They call it molecular disequilibrium. A rather dull name, I think. Doesn't quite do justice to what it means. Every cell in my body is torn apart and stitched back together. Trained me to be a stealth operative.
Right.
They
Yeah,
weaponized
that is interesting, isn't it?
I stole for them, spied for them.
I did watch it, and I'm like, Jim!
In exchange for my soul, they were going to kill me.
Another thing I noticed while watching Captain America: The First Avenger was how closely the first Wonder Woman movie completely copied it. Like, it was almost one for one with the band of, messy soldiers and, going out into the front lines and everything. And I'm just like, what is happening right
All
now?
of us right there.
Well, let's see. I've been in the trenches of every war-torn country on this planet. Rescued
I left the door.
And you know what's funny? I like both of them. I like both of them. But I was just like, this storyline is rinse, recycle, reuse.
I was actually the official Captain America, so.
Just ignore him sometimes.
No, it's you guys are just cheap mercenaries. Okay, so I clearly am supposed to bring you in.
That's lucky. Thank you. We needed that. And what about your hat?
The hat. The helmet?
Whatever you want to call it.
It's like, cool. Right? You like,
Did do left, right, left, right.
Wilson is dumb, litigious math. I'm smart. I'm smart math. I am smart math.
I don't really want to be carried anymore. Shut up, Bob. You're a teacher.
Beautiful. Dr. Phil, that was really beautiful.
You know, it's just not anymore, right?
That's even more pathetic.
No, that's what I've been told.
Tom Hanks, Earth's mightiest hero. Have you times with her?
Oh, I'm so glad you're able to catch a glimpse before you are.
That is a requirement. It's question number 6 of the 10 questionnaire.
You're just like ride Bob into the sky.
Background checks.
I don't think so. Junior varsity Captain America.
Walker. When?
We're here.
What guy?
Bob.
Remember where we parked.
Oh! We're all terrible. Hey, but you're not a hero. You're not even a good person. See? I'm good with that. If she did that, she did it for a reason.
Well, what if she's dead? Huh? What if there's no coming back?
What if she's in? I believe that. You have? Yeah. She killed a lot of people and then she got killed. Same as us one day. It's a shit way. I'm not sure what's happening yet, but all it's understand and my job's done. So I would just do my job is to keep an eye on you. So no, we're not gonna go anywhere anymore.
Your life inside you is what I do.
I want a raise.
What did you say? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm great. I'm so
I can't trust my own mind.
Hey, don't stop! Where were you?
I'm 10 clicks away in no time.
All right, well, we get it. You're in the military. 5 or 10 clicks.
You need to sign one more time.
Hey, job or not, can you have some respect, please?
Yeah, Jesus. Hold on. Come on, show me that. I need it. I'm a sentry.
Hey, they're not going to use it.
I'm dead. Well, I'd like not to die today, so maybe somebody else will drive it.
You don't remember anything. Back of your head, knee in your neck.
No. Chokehold, nerve pinch.
Now there's a huge space crisis and no one's telling us about it.
We're running out of space already? It's impossible. This building is enormous.
Now what? I guess one of us should go south. No, the other 3 immediately go.
You're the sentry of the fly.
I'm sorry, guys. Can't be the sentry without the, other side. I did the dishes, though. What do we get? 45?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Big, slow.
Zip. Oh, fog machine.
You should try them again. Of course. Here we are, machines and the electronic time.
It's not shame. Bob, I told you. Yeah. Bob, Jesus Christ, stop saying Bob.
Dude likes the sound of his own name.
So, none of us fly?
I need help.
I'm going to kill you.
None of us fly.
I'm going because I've never been able to hold it longer than a minute. So I just get lost in motion of dirt and then I'll be crushed to death. Right?
Just a minute.
Well, shut up.
Look, I've done what you are. You can run, but it doesn't go away. Sooner or later, it catches up to you, and when it does, it's too late. So you can either do something about it now, or live with it forever.
30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hate, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of hate, 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never revolve. I know I can change. We are not enough. We are not the same. You don't have the heart. You don't have the strength. You don't have the will. You don't have the faith. You'll never be loved. You'll never be safe. Might as well give up. Not running away. You don't have the guts. You're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge. I'm picking up. I'm picking up.
I hope you said boots and not boobs.
He'll show up anywhere. You guys didn't dress up? So poorly? Guys, I sent that email.
Sorry. Kevin's gonna fire me now.
I sent the group text. Are you guys not in the group text?
Sebastian, you said when I couldn't rewrite your monologue in that pivotal scene in Act 2 that you would dress up. You have my number. You guys. Not David Harbour.
If being sexy was a crime, I'd be serving life in prison for multiple homicides. Nothing stops the A train.
What is Wyatt's star sign?
What?
What's your star sign?
Do you even know?
Do you know what it's
Oh, like.
When Wyatt played professional ice hockey, what position did he play? In hockey positions?
Oh, golly, I thought it was
I actually remember.
It's a tack.
I remember you talking.
Can you tell me what Hannah's choice of drink is?
I feel like it probably has tequila in it. Can we give clues? Spicy Mark.
Spicy Mark.
Hey.
So this one's.
Love a spicy margarita. Little jalapeno in there. It's fantastic.
I'll decide.
Now,
she's the Khaleesi of friends. Probably.
Yeah, well,
Keeping it light.
Finish each other off, but then it's kind of like this sizzling energy. It's great. It's great.
What?
Like,
hybrid.
Okay, children. It's a Disney movie. I didn't say anything. Oh my.
That question was wild.
Wyatt's very first acting credit was as a baby. Which 80s movie would...
Can the Thunderbolts beat Sentry?
Why is Lucky Barnes referred to as the Winter Soldier?
It goes back to the Russians. That's all I'm going to say.
Nancy doesn't know the answer.
How many Thunderbolts are there?
5 or 6.
How did U.S. Agent get his powers?
I took a shot. It was on the floor.
Of tequila?
Who did U.S. Agent kill?
A bad guy.
It was an innocent civilian. Walker.
What to watch before Thunderbolts?
Kramer versus Kramer?
U.S. agent work for?
Nobody, bitch.
Does John Walker have superpowers?
It just makes you strong. It doesn't give you big muscles.
Oh, bummer. Get a trainer.
Does the Red Guardian have super soldier serum?
Hell yeah. I got that solid Russian stuff, man. From the 80s. The good old days.
Why?
It's called vodka.
Why the hell is Bucky Barnes on the Thunderbolts?
The most asked question on
That is,
What happened
that's
to
valid.
Bucky in between Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Thunderbolts?
He just looked in the mirror and was like, I'm gonna grow that hair out.
Why is Bucky's nickname Bucky?
Yeah, they go. I don't know. For 106 years, I have wondered.
I'm not spinning us around. Somebody's got to go. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
What the hell is that?
Going on, somebody told me that you can stop and sneeze if you confuse your brain. I was just yelling, keep going.
Okay.
I have to sneeze, but if I sneeze, you know that I'm gonna lose control. This is insane. Okay, I can get us all out of here. I just need to go first.
No. I'm going the other way.
You go back. Give me this. I got it.
Her name's just James. Bucky was given by Steve.
Stop! This is what you want! Daddy, I'm so alone. She was just a child. She was so small.
You don't make you stronger.
Middle name's Buchanan. That would do it.
But forever.
The void.
There are a lot of bad days.
I'm here.
There will always be just us. Nothing matters.
I only ever did what you asked.
It wasn't you, but I did it.
I didn't want him to be alone.
I didn't think you wanted me.
I'm here. You're not alone.
3 badges to make sure I never forget the worst day of my life.
Gilmore, maybe he was wrong about me. And if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me.
We all have things that we regret.
No, but I have so many.
No, I didn't have a choice. I'm sorry.
I know.
Family. That's why we need each other. When I look at you, I don't see your mistakes.
Wow. Excellent final edit there. Beautiful. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. And as always, check out the channel. There might be other videos you might be interested in as well. For those of you watching live, there is the link. Shout out to Luke. Let's go ahead and bring up some information on Thunderbolts. Here we go. For years, this is Valentina. For years, I've been working secretly to develop a new age of protection. Today, the citizens of the United States needed that protection thanks to my hard work. patting herself on the back there. They got it. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the new Avengers. Later advertised as the new Avengers is a 2025 film based on the Marvel Comics team of the same name. 36th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Good grief, 36? And the 14th installment of Phase 5, released May 2nd. Feeling lost and depressed without her sister, Yelena continues to work as OXE chairwoman. Continues her work, there we go. As OXE chairwoman Valentina's personal enforcer, she successfully infiltrates a research facility and eliminates all traces connecting to DeFontaine to the company's illicit Sentry project, requesting her next assignment. Meanwhile, the U.S. Congress and newly appointed Congressman Bucky Barnes moved to impeach DeFontaine from her position of the CIA. She denies any involvement in OXE's efforts at artificially creating superhumans and insists her only goal is to safeguard a world bereft of the Avengers while ordering her subordinates to remove any remaining evidence, aka burning the books. In Washington, D.C., Belova visits Alexei, now running a limo business, and he lost weight from prison, although he would rather work for DeFontaine like her. Contemplating if she should stop working for DeFontaine, Belova asks Alexei wherein the point lies, answering to Belova's query whether he feels fulfilled. Alexei admits his happiest days were serving as the Red Guardian and advises Belova to follow in Natasha's footsteps. Before leaving, Belova gazes at an old photo of herself smiling with her Thunderbolts soccer team. She requests a more public assignment from DeFontaine before accepting her next operation. Obviously, I'm not going to go through this just in case somebody wants to watch it. I'm not going to spoil the entire thing. In 2022, the film was announced, or at least reported on. It was reported that the film was scheduled to begin production in 2023 and that the cast would consist of some actors who were already part of the MCU, with Marvel Studios taking steps to secure their availability. At Comic-Con in 2022, Kevin Feige officially announced the film was in development. He also announced the film would be released July 26, 2024. Interesting. So it was delayed for almost a year. 2022 is reported that the film would act as a spin-off of Black Widow. Hollywood Reporter in 2022 reported that Harrison Ford had joined the cast of the film and would portray Thaddeus Ross, succeeding the late William Hurt. Wait, what? In 2022, it was reported that the working title of the film was Oops, All Berries. That's very different. Boy, there was a lot of rumors going around this. People starring in it, people co-starring in it, people cameos, whatever. Oh, in 2023, Deadline reported that the production of the film would be shut down due to the writer's strike, and that the film would resume production after the strike was resolved. It did not resume production until after the writer's strike was resolved. 5 days later, it was announced that the film would be pushed back from its initial release date to December. So from July 2024 to December 2024. In November, it was announced that the film had once again been pushed back to July 2025 the next year. Stephen Yeun dropped out of the film. Reported that scheduling conflicts caused by the Writers Guild of America strike and the SAG-AFTRA strike was the reason for his departure. If you're like a wanted actor, and obviously you have quite a few roles up in the air, and you're like, which one do I take? Can I take one here and one there? I'm assuming it's kind of a nightmare situation, just trying to get the scheduling down. And especially if you're, playing any sort of role that requires anything. Like, oh, you have to have a mustache for this role, and this role you can't. So obviously those can't overlap. Kind of reminds me of when Henry Cavill was filming Man of Steel, and then started growing his mustache for the Mission Impossible Fallout, where he had the mustache or whatever. And then they had to like CGI the mustache out, and it just looks so weird for Justice League. It was just so odd. I remember that was such a scandal. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, look at it. It looks so fake. It looks so, weird. But hey, scheduling conflicts happen. So in 2024, Kevin Feige confirmed that the film had been retitled to Thunderbolts. changed the release date again. Very interesting. It's kind of weird, the production, like behind the scenes, and obviously it's a lot of people to get in motion, right? You have to secure the talent, you have to secure the crew, you have to secure the locations, all that stuff. Like, it's just catering. It's a lot. It is so much. Obviously, the music has to be performed and recorded and mastered and all that stuff. It's wild. It is truly wild to get a production like this off the ground. That's why the credit scenes are just so long. 10 best Thunderbolts characters ranked. Number 10, Antonia, aka Taskmaster. One of the most tragic backstories in the MCU, the daughter of General Dreykov, overseer of the Red Room. She was severely injured as a result of Black Widow and Hawkeye attempting to kill her father in Budapest. Afterwards, Dreykov saves Antonia by implanting technology into her head, which also allows her to mimic the fighting style of any combat partner. Then forced to do his bidding, as were the other Black Widows, Natasha eventually frees her from the Red Room control. Thunderbolts is the first time Antonia is seen in the MCU after 2021's Black Widow, and unfortunately her appearance is short-lived. There you go. Because Taskmaster is so underutilized in the film, she sadly doesn't leave much of an impression on audiences. Congressman Gary, number 9. New introduction to the MCU for Thunderbolts. Gary is a congressman who opposes Valentina, played by Superman's Wendell Pierce. Gary is involved in an impeachment trial that threatens to remove her from the role as director of CIA over her involvement of the Century Project. Being a congressman also leads him to crossing paths with Bucky, who is currently serving his first term in the House of the Representatives. Relevance to the plot is minimal. Pierce makes the character memorable. That's good. Number 8, Contessa Valentina. For the last few years, the MCU has been teasing Valentina as sort of a dark Nick Fury. Like the former director of S.H.I.E.L.D., she's a government official who recruits extraordinary individuals. Unlike Fury, Valentina is primarily after power, and those she recruits are used selfishly. Appeared a few times throughout the franchise, mimicking how Fury used to, in order to convince these various anti-heroes to ally with her. Didn't see it. No wonder I haven't seen Valentina. Wow. Yeah, I've been out the game for a while. Thunderbolts is her most substantial outing yet, serving as the payoff of these years of build-up. Louis Dreyfus is entertaining in the role as if she revels in playing such a morally gray character. Well, she did in Veep, so it kind of like fits, honestly. Valentina seeks to cover her tracks and remain in her position of power at all costs, even sending her operatives to their deaths. After she discovers Bob survived the testing and developed powers, quickly shifts gears, preparing to promote herself as the creator of Earth's mightiest hero. When that goes horribly awry, she then takes credit for the Thunderbolts saving the day. Classic, right? Classic. Valentina's mental health is considered, furthering the overall message of Thunderbolts. Number 7, Mel. Simply named Mel, this character is Valentina's assistant. Her backstory isn't fully explained, but she comes across as an ambitious young woman who entered government affairs as a result of wanting to do the right thing. Bucky spots Mel's hesitation during Valentina's impeachment trial, and he rightly suspects, similar to Kate Bishop, she was young when the Battle of New York occurred, never really lost her faith in heroes like the Avengers. Interesting. Number 6, Ava Starr, a.k.a. Ghost. Debuting in 2018's Ant-Man and the Wasp. I barely remember that movie. I think I saw... Did I see it on a plane? I might have. I don't know why I watch movies for the first time on planes. That's a terrible idea because I don't remember them. Ghost is another tragic figure following a quantum accident that killed both of her parents. Ava developed painful powers that could render her intangible. Eventually, she joined up with S.H.I.E.L.D., becoming a stealth operative. Thunderbolts is this character's first MCU appearance since her freshman outing. Ava's apparently been working as a hired gun for Valentina, and she joins up with the team after discovering the latter sent her to die. Ghost remains one of the most exciting newer additions to the MCU. Number 5, of course, Bucky Barnes. Feels like the grizzled veteran at this point of the MCU. Perhaps the most emotionally complex character in the MCU, starts off in Captain America: The First Avenger. Confident, lovable best friend of Steve. Tragic fall landed him in Hydra captivity. Bucky was experimented on, brainwashed into being the Winter Soldier, spending decades committing heinous crimes with no control over himself. Worse yet, he remembers everything he did. Even after Steve breaks him free from Hydra's control, following this, he undergoes therapy, making amends for his misdeeds, and becomes a bona fide hero. Thunderbolts opens on a Bucky who is a bit aimless. He's become a congressman. It's kind of a remark on being a congressman, I guess. Hoping to fix the system from within, but he finds himself frustrated when the bureaucratic nature of politics binds his hands. Boy, that is quite poignant. As such, he steps outside the law again to expose Valentina, inadvertently enlisting Yelena, John, Ava, and Alexei to do so. Thunderbolts isn't Bucky's movie. Rather, he's there to serve as a guide for Yelena and the others. Yeah, let's be really real here. Bucky is there to get people in the theater. Definitely tried to get people in the theater. Number 4, Alexei, Red Guardian. Fairly straightforward type of character. He's a goofball who embarrasses his daughter, but means well. Complicated history riddled with regrets. In service to Russia, he made a lot of reprehensible choices. Thunderbolts doesn't fully address this, but it doesn't gloss it over either. As a result, his relationship with Yelena is and always will be complex. Arc in Thunderbolts is twofold. On the surface, he's a washed-up former superhero who misses his glory days. Underneath that, Alexei holds a deep grief and longing for connection, specifically with his still-living daughter. Throughout the movie, we see this in a way that he hastily tidies up his house when Yelena rings his doorbell and bounds into action. Indeed. Absolutely. It worked. Whole reason my friend took me to see Thunderbolts is because she wanted to see Bucky. There you go. Honestly, that was most of the dialogue I heard about the movie going up to it. Is like everyone was just wanted to see Bucky again. And I was like, all right, it's a Bucky movie. And then apparently not so in a way. I don't know. But definitely, I think that was, I think that was them trying to placate the people that are probably more apt to enjoy like the original phase. And they're like, oh, we got somebody from phase 1 in here. Like, I'm assuming, like kind of like the old statesman showing up. Be like having Robert Downey Jr. in something, you know, where it's like, oh, Robert Downey Jr., oh my gosh. Like, it's just kind of that connection to that first phase. Number 3, John Walker, a.k.a. U.S. Agent. Undoubtedly the most divisive member of the team, U.S. Agent, is an interesting case. In The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he was chosen as a replacement for Steve Rogers, of course, as Captain America because of his stellar military record, but he lacked the moral fiber of his predecessor. That was such a big part of that first movie. It was so big. I love the initial part where he's just trying to get drafted, and he just keeps failing over and over and over, and that first interaction between him and the Doctor is just so beautiful. Following a very public, brutal murder of an unarmed combatant, John was discharged from the military, somewhat publicly disgraced. By the time Thunderbolts picks up his story, he's in an emotional freefall due to his failure. Over the course of Thunderbolts, this facade crumbles. The cocky air of superiority. John's wife has left him. He has lost custody of his son. Beyond his failings as Captain America, he's lost what mattered to him the most in his private life. Yikes. RDJ is in the next movie, so you're definitely not wrong. Indeed. Notice they started with him first. Standout sequence, John sees a flashback of himself, ruminating on his shortcomings and ignoring his crying infant son. When he exits the vision, he's standing dangerously close to a ledge, hinting at deeper ending himself ideation. Wow. Not a likable character, but he is a well-written one, and Russell portrays him excellently. Number 2, Bob. Sentry, the Void. Difficult character to adapt for film for a variety of reasons. Firstly, his powers are so high concept that both explaining and depicting them would be a challenge for filmmakers. More importantly, Bob has schizophrenia. Portraying mental illness in a sympathetic light is something movies have historically struggled with, and Sentry is one of the first characters in the MCU with such a complicated health issue. A movie that really did it well, what is it called? Yeah, it's this one. Words on Bathroom Walls. It is a pretty interesting portrayal of schizophrenia. And it's actually really good. So if you're looking for something that kind of gives a pretty interesting glimpse at it, I would definitely recommend it. Bob initially comes off as awkward, nice, and most significantly non-powered. His story of overcoming his mental struggles is moving, and Pullman brings a vulnerability to Bob that just makes you want to give the guy a hug. Number 1, Yelena. Though Thunderbolts features an ensemble cast, Yelena is undoubtedly its lead. First appearing in Black Widow, the former assassin is the younger sister of Natasha, who's still struggling to cope with her death, acts as a mercenary for Valentina, yet aspires to do more. Without a true purpose in life, Yelena is desperate to feel something other than pain. Opens with her contemplating the void she feels, and this is the central conflict for Yelena throughout the film. Obviously, we saw quite a few scenes of Yelena having just moments of outburst and, self-doubt and all that stuff. A standout moment sees her finally admit to her father that she is struggling and needs him. Pugh's acting, selling Yelena's deep-seated mental health issues. Nice. Thunderbolts' real meaning. The way the story in the MCU has finally arrived, Thunderbolts leaving many audiences with a great deal to think about. Thunderbolts is an allegory about mental health, explores themes of isolation and struggle. Bob struggles with addiction and many other issues. When he's gifted with some of the greatest powers in the world, they are susceptible to his darker struggles with mental health. Manifests into the void. Quickly destroys the people it touches, turning them into a dark splatter of shadow. Film continues into an unusual climax, seeing the threat of the void defeated with the powers of will and connection. Featuring a superhero like Sentry in the film is such an interesting choice. While Bob is dressed up like a hero, and while his powers are certainly incredible, it's so interesting to see a hero with such horrible weakness. Making the film and the character's vulnerability about mental health is such an interesting way to allow the film to connect even more greatly with audiences. The message of the Thunderbolts is about building community. Found family, as it's called. Several members of the team, including Bucky, Yelena, and Taskmaster, have been brainwashed and manipulated as killers in the past. Yelena lamenting the monotony of life. It's clear that she carries great sadness. She still uses all of this as a way to isolate herself, and this keeps her lost in these different feelings. Each of the characters has messed things up, and it's important that the film be putting them back together. Why the deeper meaning of Thunderbolts is so important. Mental health is an important part of the human experience. It's something that everyone in the world has the capacity to struggle with. Seeing how those connections and difficulties can help shape relationships made for an incredibly fulfilling cinematic experience. Seeing a big budget 2025 comic book Marvel movie like this contend with such pervasive and real themes is so refreshing. Rather than a simple examination of heroes and villains, the new MCU film did a great job creating a team of relatable and authentic characters. The ending of Thunderbolts saw a new team of heroes in the MCU ready to take one of the greatest threats in the universe. The newest film gave them each a great opportunity to explore their mental health. Seeing that looked into such a deep and fulfilling way in a big budget action film was so refreshing. There you go. Black Widow, then Hawkeye with Endgame in the middle. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. It's definitely a different take. Maybe I'll give it a glance here eventually. But yeah, it's definitely a different take on the superhero genre for sure. I don't know if I've seen anything like it, and that's probably why people thought it was refreshing. Certainly. I mean, the reviews are there. We looked at Rotten Tomatoes, of course. Let's go ahead and jump into the next one. It is Given. It is an anime. This is called Ocean Eyes. Ocean Eyes. Talk about a change of pace. That's the beauty of this channel. You never know what's coming next. You never know how it's going to take you. It's going to be happy. Is it going to be sad? Is it going to be thought-provoking? Is it going to be just brutal? You're never sure. I should probably move this so we can read it. I was like, wait a minute. Subtitles. There we go. Song is used in so many BL MVs. Right.
I've been watching you for some time. Can't stop staring at those ocean eyes. Burning cities and napalm skies.
Yeah, super good friends.
ほら、隣のクラスのなんだっけ、鈴木、田中、佐藤。
It's not surprising. This song is very vibey. Is probably the best way I can describe it. Very vibey. Whoa. That was short but impactful, is what that was. Good Lord. That scene, you know what was really stood out to me there? Was the close-ups. Like the cinematography of the shots were beautiful. Like getting that emotion, like a lot of our thoughts and emotions can be just slight little like physical movements of our eyes, our nose, our mouth, like zooming in on that in those moments is going to portray so much like thoughts and ideas and all that stuff. Internal feelings when you don't say it, but you see it on somebody's face. Very nicely done. Link down below in the video description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. And as always, check out their channel. They might have other videos that might interest you, of course. There is that video in the chat for those of you watching live. Let's pull up some information on Given. We did a bit of it last time, but I'm sure there's more. All right, Luke, take it easy. Thanks for being here, of course. Given explores the world of Mafuyu as he meets a boy in a stairwell. I love how beautifully it's like zoomed out of the story you can get. How music can pull him out of a world of loss and grief to help him move forward. Given touches deeply with music, bandmates, and laughter. Given tells a story of what happens after grief, loss, and loneliness of losing the person you love. The themes of Given are profound, remembering the person you used to be with the person you lost while trying to find yourself again. The anime anchors you to a band that is filled with complex characters, each one that has its own stories and that it carries. The primary focus, however, is between Mafuyu and Ritsuka, two high schoolers who meet by chance in a stairwell. Ritsuka is a guitarist for the Seasons. He seems to be buried in being the perfectionist for his band, losing himself in his love of music. However, he meets Mafuyu. He slowly starts to remember why he enjoyed music and why it had been important to him. Meanwhile, Mafuyu is buried with grief and the loss of his boyfriend due to ending himself. He meets Ritsuka by chance in the stairwell, and while he's holding a guitar, we learn that Mafuyu doesn't play the guitar and belongs to his late boyfriend. However, he asks Ritsuka to help him play the guitar, something that Ritsuka begrudgingly agrees to. The anime pulls you into how the music captures the person and pulls them forward instead of keeping them in place. While cute and has many funny moments, the anime still shows the underlying grief Mafuyu holds, and he cannot let go of something so tragic. The world around you becomes dull, unable to understand what is happening. The characters here play their part in seeing this when Mafuyu is tasked with writing their first song. Each one gave him advice, each trying to ease him out of his shell. Each character is played with their own potential of bringing Mafuyu out of his grief, giving him a chance to see what music can do for him. It's very interesting. That is such an interesting concept. I mean, it's so true to life, you know. We all go through grief. I mean, nobody will escape it. You will lose somebody you love at whatever time it happens. Guaranteed. That is a guarantee of life. Life and loss. And it's very interesting how you can go from, you know, being extremely, extremely down and out and full of grief and not knowing how to move on. You're just lost in it. And then you think about it more and you get more lost in it. I kind of can compare it to being lost in like fog, like heavy fog. You can't see anything. You can't see buildings. You can't see road. Can't see other cars, whatever. And you're just trying to find your way and you're just lost. And the more you think about it, the more lost you get, the foggier it gets. And who knows? You know, you could meet somebody who pulls you out of it. You could eventually, the fog can clear on its own. You just kind of pull yourself out of it. It is very interesting how the human mind and emotions kind of go. You know, it's kind of hard to explain, frankly. Like, you could be up one moment, down the next, and it is what it is. So it's kind of interesting to see an anime take on such a serious, I mean, to show grief because of the loss of a significant other or boyfriend due to ending himself, like, that is so dark. But it's life. That happens, right? So it's very interesting to see an anime take on such a dark, adult, kind of brutal story and have a good ending. At least I think it's a good ending. I don't know how it ends, but I'm assuming it's a good ending. You know, music transforms how he lives, I guess. Given is a really touching anime. It gives you insight into love and loss, the fact that it touches on endings oneself, and its aftermath really pulls you into the story on how to move forward. Characters are incredible too. They put themselves forward to see everything from their perspective. The anime only has 11 episodes, but 3 movies are attached. Recommend watching it after you finish the series first. This dives deeper into the relationship between the drummer and the bassist. It's really interesting. I enjoyed Given, and seeing how the band has to navigate through their emotions and their music as they prepare for their concert. I want to say that if you or someone you love has ever felt the loneliness or stress of life, please not hesitate to reach out to someone or call the Ending Yourself prevention number, 1-800-273-TALK. It's 8255 or 988. I think that's a U.S. number. Gotta be. How did Given impact your life? Given has changed my life in a way that no other manga or anime has ever before. Take a shot for every stairwell mentioned. It allowed me to examine my own family and relationships and improve my communications with my loved ones, especially my sibling. It also made me realize which relationships I need to let go of. Interesting. Wow. Given came into my life just before I was unexpectedly diagnosed with end-stage renal disease, kidney failure. Oh my gosh. I was in a tough position, suddenly stuck in dialysis for 15 hours a week. That is brutal. Brutal. I was in a tough position, suddenly stuck, and there was Mafuyu, this complex queer character, really resonated with me. Given isn't just queer-friendly, it's also queer, period. Characters really captivated me. The art delighted me. Then the anime came along, and that charmed me. At one point, a couple of years ago, I was starting to lose my battle. It was looking like I was not going to survive much longer. Dialysis is really, I think it's last resort, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's tough. It is really tough to go through, and it's also, by the way, very expensive if you're in the U.S. Extremely expensive. Very disappointed I wasn't going to see this wonderful story to the end. Surgery to completely remove any non-functional kidneys was performed, which stabilized me, and my health has begun to improve to the extent that eventually I will get a transplant, which will allow me to live a reasonably long life after all. I cannot tell you how important Given has been in those long, arduous stretches of nonstop medical treatment that are necessary right now for my day-to-day survival. Mafuyu and Ritsuka's journey through grief, tragedy, self-discovery, and love has been touching, entertaining, captivating, inspiring. Nice. Very interesting. Wow. Wow. Powerful. I literally sat there in a puddle of my own tears staring at the sky on a bench after that episode. I only discovered it about a year ago. It was the first anime since I was a teen that I've joined a fandom for. Interesting. Okay, this helps somebody after a breakup. That's good. Oh my gosh. Couldn't end things with my now ex. Lost their father. Oh my God. Couldn't face losing their partner too. Ooh. Given helped me come to terms with a loved one's passing. Very cool. Pretty nice, actually. That's amazing that a anime would have such a profound Well, number one, that would have such a profound message, but also the fact that it would literally, make people reflect on their own lives. It's pretty awesome. That is good art, when you can make people take a step back and go, "Why? I really relate to that." Both the music aspect and the BL aspect really changed me as a person in completely different ways. Seeing Mafuyu become stronger and moving on really inspires me. I hope I can do the same. Characters are so special to me. Pandemic, indeed. Around the same time, I lost a very close friend to cancer. The friend introduced me to BL in high school, so I had been hoping to recommend Given to her before she passed. Oh, gosh. But there was just no time. After that, Given became my comfort place. I think because the series portrays both loss and grief and healing, I felt like I was slowly healing while reading, watching, or listening to the songs. It gave me peace and comfort, so I'm always grateful to it. You know what's amazing about that is the fact that the friend introduced them to it, and it's also become like their place of comfort, which is amazing. Truly amazing. And you could probably also say they probably felt like they were watching it with them as well. Amazing. Amazing. Fan favorite BL is breaking box office records. Shattered previous box office records for the series with its latest entry, Given Movie 3 to the Sea, which opened theatrically in Japan on September 20th, 2024, has now earned over 300 million yen, about $2 million US, in box office sales, making it the saga's highest grossing film to date. Mainstay in the boys' love genre, which has experienced a popularity boom thanks to titles like Given, earning attention and high praise, both domestically and internationally. Held the number one spot in Japan's mini theater rankings for 7 consecutive weeks. Wow. While it remains exclusive to Japanese theaters, Crunchyroll already streams the Given animated series and its first 2 films. Very cool. Breaking records. Manga can't sing to me, so I watched the Given anime. So I had a week off from work for the holidays. I decided to break my unofficial anime hiatus by watching Given. This was, of course, after I read through the available print manga volumes. But since manga can't sing to me, I had to watch the anime if I was going to have any reference points for all the songs. For those of you that have been living under a rock for the past year, Given is a music-themed anime series based on the bi-monthly Boys Love manga series. The series follows the highs and lows of a 4-man amateur rock band and the romantic relationships that form between them. The band is made up of a hot-headed prodigy guitarist, F-boy playboy drummer, soft-boy bassist, and the newest addition, Mafuyu, a gifted singer still dealing with the weight of a recent tragedy. So let's see if Given stands up to all the hype. So yes and no. Music-themed manga all have a universal shortcoming that no amount of good writing can fix, and that is manga can't sing to me. So unless the story is about a cover band or has a crap ton of real-world references like Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad, or Piano no Mori, there is no musical reference point to help ground the story for readers. Oh, that's interesting. I never even thought of that. That's very interesting. Just weren't enough songs for me in the anime. Sure, you have the opening theme, the ending theme, one instrumental track, and then the biggest song in the series, and that's it. I don't believe the series had the benefit of a collab with a music production company like Carol and Tuesday had with Flying Dog, but I felt cheated. Sure, the manga only had a handful of songs too, but that's where the anime had a chance to expand on that a bit with some original compositions. But that just didn't happen. Don't get me wrong, I love the music that we did get. All the songs were written and composed by Senta Elemental, and he kills it. Every song is a bop, especially the ending theme. There is just something about a cute Pomeranian staring at a starry sky to set pop music. Just hits me in the feels. Nice. Beautiful. Adorable. So it just wasn't enough music, basically. Like most music-themed series, the plot mostly focuses on the trials and tribulations of the main cast as they try to come together as a band. And of course, you have that many different personalities in one space that can lead to a bit of drama, especially when you throw in romance. But more than anything, Given is a story about grief, not just wallowing in it, but learning to live with loss. That is a great way to put it, by the way. Live with loss. You don't get over it. There is no getting over it. You just kind of accept it for the reality that it is. Mifuyu's childhood friend and ex-boyfriend ended himself, and even though some time had passed, Mifuyu's still dealing with it, feelings of guilt, regret for his part in the events leading up to it. At the start of the story, Mifuyu is a shadow of his former self, closing himself off to others, just kind of lost, trouble communicating, all that stuff. While vocalizing his feelings through song does help, the lyrics make it clear that his feeling for Yuki won't just disappear, but Mifuyu is learning to live with his grief and channeling it into something positive. Honestly, by singing it and writing it down, he's doing like his own version of self-therapy, self-help. Art is pretty standard for an anime, but they did utilize this shift to a CG art style during the scenes where the band actually played that reminded me a bit of rotoscoping technique. Though it was much better executed here, it gave way for much more precise movements, which is a must for a series that focuses the bulk of its screen time on actual musicians' fingers moving and stuff like that. It was effing fantastic. All in all, I really liked it. It's cute. I definitely see why it's popular. I love the characters and the pacing. There's a nice balance between the heavier emotional moments and the comedic slice of life moments. For a boys' love series, the romance is handled surprisingly well, and I really found myself rooting for Mifuyu and Ritsuka. The other two, not so much. The music, while there weren't as many songs as I would have liked, all the featured songs were really well done. I just hope we get more in the movie. Yeah, that is interesting. For a music-based anime, you would expect to see more music. But I don't know if the movies have more, but it's very interesting. You learn to carry it with you. Indeed. Indeed you do. Indeed you do. That is a... I gotta say, I gotta give it to the writer there, creator, for really attempting to make something so relatable. Like, very rarely do we touch upon death in entertainment because it's a downer. It is a downer. It will always be a downer. But, you know, by talking about it, showing, you know, somebody pull through it, the fog of loss and all that stuff. Call back to The Fog. The fog of loss. I think it's helpful. And it's a nice reminder to those of us who are living that we got it good. We got it really good. And we got to do something with the time that we're given. So, alrighty, Jace, thanks for being here. We are moving on to Good Omens. This is Crowley, Aziraphale, Eternity. Eternity indeed. All right. Let's go ahead and pull this up and jump into it. It's been a while since I've reacted to a good Omens compilation. So this would be very interesting. And of course, we have some information, of course. Nice refresher and all that stuff. Shout out to the mods for all their hard work on the links. I appreciate it greatly. Let's go ahead and jump in.
What can you tell me about a song that goes every day?
I like the song.
Love!
Every day something is getting closer.
To understand the true significance of what that means, we need to begin.
Keep forgetting
earlier,
John Hamm is in this.
just after the beginning.
How long have we been friends? We've known each other a long time.
Go back a long time.
We've been on this planet for a long time. I mean, you and me.
6,000 years to be precise.
6,000 years. I could always rely on you.
I knew you'd come through for me.
You could always rely on me. We're a team, a group.
You always do.
Group of the two of us.
I lost my best friend.
You never say what you're really thinking.
And we've spent our existence pretending that we aren't.
We are an angel and a demon.
Yeah, I've been looking back over a number of your
You don't
previous
say.
exploits, and I see that in quite a few of them you formed a de facto partnership with the demon Crowley.
I remember hearing that you and Crowley were united.
You know what it's like when you don't know anything at all, and yet you're totally certain that everything would be better if you were just near one particular person.
Crowley.
No.
You and your partner?
Oh, no, it's not like that.
Oh, he's not my friend.
It certainly looks like that.
Never met before. We don't know each other. We knew I'd been fraternizing.
Fraternizing?
Well, whatever you wish to call it.
Sometimes you just gotta blur the edges.
You traitor. Collaborating with heaven. Consorting with the enemy.
Well, maybe there is something to be said for shades of grey.
They have such good chemistry, it's crazy.
With heaven.
Go along with hell as far as I can.
As far as he can.
I didn't collaborate with heaven any more than Gabriel collaborated with hell.
I just know they were making each other crack up so much behind the scenes.
Opposite sides. We're on our side. There is no our side, Crowley.
Doesn't mean we're on the same side.
So whose side are you on?
My side? You don't have a side anymore.
Not anymore.
Neither of us do.
That sounds lonely. Lonely?
Temporarily, not on different sides.
I just found something that mattered more to me than choosing sides.
We're on our own side.
Work with me.
Oh, you said trust me.
I'm a little bemused as to why Crowley should risk destruction for you.
And you did.
That was very kind of you.
Deep down, you really are quite a nice.
That was very kind of you, Crowley.
It'd be funny if we both got it wrong, mate. If I did the good thing and you did the bad one.
You were an angel once.
That was a long time ago.
Come back to heaven.
Where Beelzebub is my heaven.
And I would like to spend.
And where you are, my sweet, is forever my hell.
Nothing lasts forever.
It's nice knowing you. We can't give up now. You go too fast for me, Crowley.
You know, Alpha Centauri is nice. We always wanted to go there.
We can run away together. Alpha Centauri. We can be together.
I mean, if Gabriel and Beelzebub can do it, go off together, then we can.
We can go off together.
Just be an us.
Go off together.
You and me, what do you say?
Come with me. I do hope I didn't do the wrong thing.
I don't need you.
And the feeling is mutual. We could have been us. I need you.
Oh, you're an angel. I know you can do the wrong thing.
Unforgivable, that's what I am.
I forgive you.
I forgive you. Don't bother.
Listen.
Amazing edit.
Hear that?
I don't hear anything.
That's the point. No nightingales.
Amazing edit. Well frickin' done. That was beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Oh my gosh. I love how I said Crowley. It's Crowley. Crowley. Link down below in the video description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love That was very nicely put together. Wow. And for those of you watching live, the link will be in the chat. Check out their channel. I'm assuming they have other amazing videos as well. That is pretty good assumption, and I think it's accurate. So check it out. Let's pull up some information on Good Omens. It's been a while. Do a little refresher here. Created by Neil Gaiman, based on his and Terry Pratchett's 1990 novel. Co-production between Amazon and BBC. Look at that. International. Michael Sheen and David Tennant lead a large ensemble cast. John Hamm, of course, I mentioned. Like the novel, Good Omens features various Christian themes and figures and follows various characters, all trying to either encourage or prevent an imminent Armageddon, seen through the eyes of the angel, Aziraphale, and demon Crowley. Although the show's first series was conceived and marketed as a limited series, it was renewed for a second series in June 2021. Sheen and Tennant returned along with most of the cast and crew. Second series was released in its entirety 2023. Renewed for its third and final season, or series, December 2023. Production of the third series was paused in September 2024 following multiple assault allegations against Gaiman, the showrunner. In October 2024, it was announced that Gaiman would be leaving the production and the third series would be reduced to a single 90-minute episode. Gosh, what? Wait. Why couldn't they just have hired somebody else? And then found somebody else to take over and then they continue to do a season of it? Did they have to cut it short to a single 90-minute episode? Since its release, it was received well among critics. Praise for Sheen and Tennant's performances, faithfulness for his source material, musical score. Wow. First series follows the demon, Crowley, and the angel, Aziraphale, longtime acquaintances who have grown accustomed to each other's company and to a pleasant life on Earth in the present day as representatives of heaven and hell, and who have agreed not to let the conflict between their sides prevent their friendship. When told that Armageddon is about to happen, the final battle between heaven and hell, they team up to prevent the coming of the Antichrist and the end of the pleasant experience they enjoy on Earth. Very cool. Crowley, quote, "Don't tell me from genetics. What have they got to do with it? Look at Satan, created as an angel, grows up to be the great adversary. Hey, if you're going to go on about genetics, you might as well say the kid will grow up to be an angel. After all, his father was really big in heaven in the old days. Saying he'll grow up to be a demon just because his dad became one is like saying a mouse with its tail cut off will give birth to tailless mice. No, upbringing is everything. Take it from me." Demon and one of the main characters. He was the snake that tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden, and thus his human form also has snake eyes, which we did see in that edit, which he usually covers with designer sunglasses. He is Aziraphale's best friend and life partner. In Season 2, Crowley admits he has romantic feelings for Aziraphale. He's a flat in London, which he does not consider a home, but simply a place he returns to when he's in town and is only filled with a stereo system without speakers, an alphabetically arranged collection of what he refers to as real soul music, which does not include James Brown, a copy of the extremely big book of astronomy, a table, a huge throne, a statue of an angel, and a demon fighting, a flat-screen TV, an original sketch of Da Vinci's painting Mona Lisa, which hides a safe containing gloves, tongs, and a bottle of holy water, which was given to him by Aziraphale, and last but definitely not least, the only thing he devotes any real attention to, a room filled with London's most luxurious and beautiful as well as terrified plants. That is quite the abode, isn't it? He's over 6,000 years old, immortal. Home. Hell, formerly. It's kind of funny. Crowley's best friend, life partner, and love interest, he and Aziraphale met prior to his fall when he was creating a new nebula system, but they didn't properly get to know one another until after he had become a demon. They've known each other for over 6,000 years on Earth, meeting properly at the Garden of Eden. After constantly bumping into one another for several centuries, they eventually formed an arrangement where if they both needed to go somewhere, only one of them would go. Crowley has a soft spot for Aziraphale, convincing him to try human food, using miracles so that Hamlet would be successful after Aziraphale liked it so much, rescuing him from discorporation at the hands of the French Revolution and Nazi spies, even though it meant he had to step on consecrated ground that was extremely uncomfortable for him, assisting him with his magic act at the West End, and regularly having food and drinks with him. Kept up a steady friendship for 6 millennia, although they often pretended that they weren't actually friends. Also extremely protective of Aziraphale, immediately rushing to his rescue on several occasions, angrily confronting an amnesiac Gabriel about the latter trying to kill his best friend. Very, very interesting. Aziraphale, quote, many people meeting Aziraphale for the first time formed 3 impressions: that he was English, that he was intelligent, and that he was gayer than a tree full of monkeys on nitrous oxide. What a picture was painted there. One of the main characters, he's an angel who doubles as a rare book dealer. Oh my, look at the amount. I didn't want to zoom in that much. Look, I didn't want to zoom in that much either. I guess we'll just leave it. Look at the amount of aliases. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Lots of nicknames. Aziraphale seeks to prevent the apocalypse because he has grown to like humans and enjoy his life on Earth. There are restaurants on here for a start. Furthermore, he does not find the idea of listening to the sound of music for eternity very appealing. He's Crowley's best friend and soulmate, platonic and or romantic. Michael Sheen and David Tennant on Good Omens going beyond the source material. In an interview for Inverse, the duo also talked about how, there we go, the relationship between Aziraphale and Crowley, fan reception influenced the making of the second season. Interesting. Quote, we always knew from the beginning that there was more story because Neil and Terry, when Terry was alive, had talked about ideas beyond the first book, Sheen said. In fact, some of those ideas made it into the first season of Good Omens. Interesting. Quote, until you're on set on day 1, you don't really believe it'll happen, Sheen says. Nearly 5 years after they filmed season 1, Sheen and Tennant settle back into their characters as if they've been doing this for, well, millennia. 6 millennia, even. With the apocalypse out of the way, Good Omens season 2 is very much the Aziraphale and Crowley show, dedicating lengthy flashbacks to their friendship, or maybe more, through the ages. The chemistry between the two can be credited to Sheen and Tennant's close real-life friendship, with the pair even poking fun at their relationship in a comedy series called Staged, which I reacted to quite a few of those. But the Aziraphale and Crowley relationship took off in a way that they couldn't anticipate after the first season, in which Sheen and Tennant felt some pressure to live up to. Quote, generally, I'd start meeting people dressed up as Aziraphale and Crowley, Tennant would say, and then that would happen more and more, and you realize, oh, this has legs. Knowing the first season finished adapting the book, what was your reaction when they asked for a second? Michael Sheen said, well, there was no real clear point where it was put to us. We always knew from the beginning that there was more story because Neil and Terry, when Terry was alive, had talked about ideas beyond the book. The angels and Gabriel are not in the book, so we knew there was more story. And then as the series came out and it got the reception it got, and the audience seemed to enjoy it so much, it was clear that there was possibly an appetite for more. And I think because Neil had talked about it through with Terry in the past about where the story could go, That gave him the confidence to feel like maybe we could explore this, and then it just developed. Oh, no wonder they... Okay, now I'm seeing why they cut it down to a 90-minute special when Neil was kicked off the project. David Tennant says, yes, but it crept up on us, didn't it? Evolved as an idea. It went from being something that, oh, wouldn't it be nice if, to a general exploration of a possibility of Series 2. To when can we do it? Sheen said, until you're on set day one, you don't really believe it will happen. David Tennant said, I got the pandemic for the first couple of days of the shoot. Wow, that is unfortunate. Remember that was a thing? Everyone stayed off work and everything? Sheen said, well, you did. Some of us battled on. Obviously, both of you were in Doctor Who. I saw the handful of Doctor Who references in this season. Aziraphale haggling over a lost episode of Doctor Who, Peter Davison playing Job, and David, your reference to Alpha Centauri. Whose idea was it to sprinkle in the Doctor Who nods? Tennant said, that's Neil, isn't it? Neil's a fan, and Douglas, our director as well, who's worked on Doctor Who, so there are a few overlaps. But there are lots of, not just Doctor Who, there's lots of references to all sorts of things. Very cool. Sheen said the episode of Doctor Who that he did was written by Neil. That was the connection. Sheen said, some say the best episode. David Tennant said, there were better ones. I don't know. The relationship between Aziraphale and Crowley was a major part of what made season 1 work so well. Sheen said, well, it was quite overwhelming, really. When the first series came out, I'd never experienced anything like it before. I suppose David, having gone through the whole Doctor Who experience, had experienced some kind of passionate fan base now. David said, yes, particular shows like this that have that kind of enthusiastic following, it's quite overwhelming, but it's lovely. It's very humbling to be in the midst of that. And Good Omens, I don't know that I was immediately aware of it, but then I gradually would start to meet people dressed up and more. This has grabbed a level of adoration and love that is really lovely. It's a real privilege. Sheen said there's a lot of incredibly creative and talented people out there watching this show and then putting that creativity and talent into writing fan fiction or doing fan art, making things, edits of things. Obviously, that's very artistic too, picking the right song, picking the right clips, all that stuff. And it takes time. It takes a lot of time. It's very humbling to witness that. Yeah, absolutely. That's great. David Tennant opens up on Good Omens, admits cliffhanger would have been difficult. Season 3 has wrapped filming. Third season will end with a feature-length finale. It was confirmed last year that the fantasy series would end on one 90-minute episode amid Neil Gaiman exiting the series after allegations of intimate misconduct, which he has strongly denied. Since then, the show's leading stars, Tennant and Michael Sheen, have not spoken about Season 3 until now. One of the interviewers asked Tennant, someone you've worked with, a friend, has been canceled for some quite serious allegations. How has it affected you? Ooh, that is going right for it, isn't it? When asked to further clarify who Cameron was speaking about, he added, he worked on Good Omens, and that's been stopped, and how has it affected you? Tennant replied, we're doing Good Omens again. We're going back to do the final. We're doing a final. There's been a slight rejig with the personnel, but we still get to tell that story, which I think it would have been very difficult to leave on a cliffhanger, so I'm glad that's been worked out. Writing on his blog earlier this year to deny the allegations against him, Gaiman said, quote, as I read through this latest collection of accounts, there are moments I half recognize and moments I don't. Descriptions of things that happened sitting beside things that emphatically did not happen. Quote, I'm far from a perfect person, but I have never engaged in non-consensual activity with anyone, ever. Not much is known about Good Omens Season 3 and how it will conclude. It also appears there's some romance on the way. Final moments of season 2 was Crowley kissing Aziraphale, which was a joy to many fans who had been rooting for the romance. Very interesting. Very interesting. It's kind of one of those situations where you're like, what would it have been like if none of that happened? There weren't issues or allegations or any past things that allegedly might have happened. Like, what would it have been like? Obviously, you would have gotten many more episodes instead of just a 90-minute episode. So it's just kind of interesting. All right, let's move on to the last video of the day and the stream. This is We Lose Our Minds Trying to Make Words. This is from The Basement Yard. Let's go ahead and jump into this. I have no idea how this is going to go. I've only reacted to The Basement Yard once before, I think. So I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go. I'm assuming or hoping it's going to be funny and interesting, but we will see. We shall see. Let's do it. Here we go.
Welcome back to Santagato Studios. Today, me and Frank are back to fuck.
No, we're not. We're not back to fuck. We're back to play some.
The amount of times I have done that before when trying to film the individual reactions is crazy. I would literally start off with my opener and screw up and just immediately go, damn it. And have to do it over and over. There were times where I had to do the opening. If you go back and look at those videos, there were times I had to do that opening like 10 to 15 times for one video because I just kept screwing it up. Oh, it was brutal.
Something.
We're playing a word game.
Yes.
He's going to say a letter. I'm going to say a letter, and then we're going to try and make a word quicker than the other.
A wetter letter? What's going on, Joey? Joey is, I don't know where you are right now. It's all right. A wetter letter. So I'm going to have a letter. Joey's going to give me a soaking, sopping, wet, wetter letter. And then we're going to try to make a word out of it, right? So I'll start. So hypothetically, if I started with L and you started with?
E, love.
Yeah.
You know?
See? Now, again, just like most of these games, there is no point to even keeping score.
Right.
And most likely, Ant will just kind of edit it in a way where it looks like I am wildly incompetent.
No, I don't think any amount of editing could
capture my incompetence. So we'll start it off here. I'll start.
We have to like snap answer at like letter.
Snap it.
Okay, ready?
All right. T.
S.
Tots. Tits. Tots and tits.
Tots. Little children? Weird.
Or, no. Of the tater variety.
Tater tots.
You start.
Okay,
I
ready?
finish.
Love tater tots.
W.
L.
Whoa. You just
I couldn't.
almost swallowed the mic.
Why didn't I couldn't think of anything. I
It's funny how they did that like a dog bark.
That's
Whoa.
famously in an E.
Right.
Or whale like cry. Oh, I should have went for it. All right, so I start now?
Yeah, go.
B.
P.
Boop.
No.
Bear. Balim.
Balapar. No, bent.
Barngle.
Bamp.
Barnegat. No. Barnacle. No, again. Boop.
Barnacle.
Boop is a word, but it is.
It's a sound.
Let's try it. Onomatopoeia.
Boop.
Beep. Beep is a sound too.
Beep is a sound.
Boop. Don't fucking give him beep.
Boop beep. Boop no robot.
Boop beep. Beep boop boop.
Beep. Beep. No.
Twitching.
I'm saying beep again. Boop.
Barnacle. Bump.
Wow.
It felt so good coming out. I got so excited about that.
I felt really happy about boop.
Boop and beep.
Boop and beep
Boop
worked,
and beep.
but I get why we didn't go with it. But good job on bump. You got bump.
Yeah.
You bumped it up. Bumped the bump. Bumped
You
the
got
bump.
bump.
I bumped?
I think so.
I bumped it up. All right.
A.
N. Argentinian. That works.
Argentinian.
All right.
Well done.
C.
N. Don't know 3 letters.
Cancun. Cancun.
Fuck.
Nice.
I wanted
to say
But you didn't
No,
suit
but
it
I
up.
did, but I said
But
so
you
slow.
Calcification.
Corn. But Cancun got it.
No more places.
Fuck you, bitch. Now we're just adding. This is what Aunt Joey do. I start to do well, and I
I'm
find.
cool with places.
All
No
right,
3
cool.
letters.
All right,
Because
so
I would have said can.
Can
and
we
that
fuck him?
sucks.
I'm
Can we
proud of
fuck you? How
calcification.
about that?
That's a pretty decent
well,
one.
You know.
Yeah.
No more places. So I start to do well, and then you want to take my strategy from me.
Yep.
Fine for places, just no 3 letters.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Okay. Why?
Why? I was gonna say why too.
Yellowy. Yellowy.
Right. Yellowy is a word. I will take it.
Is it?
I will take it. Yeah, like yellowy.
Yarny.
No.
Yes, sir.
Yugoslavianly.
See, you're doing that so Yugoslavianly. Yesterday.
He got it both. Yellowy and yesterday.
Nailed it.
What?
Nailed
You
it.
said it like an old Texas man. Yesterday. Here we go. G.
Gar. Whoop.
Gar.
All right, I got to do another one now because
Okay,
you
okay.
could have thought of too many words.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
K.
B.
Corb.
Kirby.
No, that's a C.
Curd?
Wait, you said B or D?
I don't know what. I said B.
B is in boy. Okay. Kangaroo. Kangaroo. Cumbersome.
Bub.
Kick.
Kinderb. Corn on the cob.
No.
Kielbasa.
Kielbasa. Kibbles and bits.
Kibbles and bits.
Kebab.
Kebab. Nailed it.
Yeah, that's
Good
tough.
job. Stop giving hints. Let us fail. Kebab. I don't know why you yelled that like Iago.
The volume he screamed kebab at is crazy. But speaking of food, before we get back to the video, I got to tell you about today's sponsor, HelloFresh. Summer's right around the corner, and summer is the time of doing things, everybody. If you want to be out with friends, you want to enjoy time with family, you just want to go outside and breathe some good, hot, sunny air, depending where you are. I mean, but still,
Some places
you want
it's
to spend
too
less
hot.
time in the kitchen,
Don't even wanna-
preparing
don't
for
even wanna
meals or
smell the
thinking
air.
about what your next meal is going to be.
Just
You
smells
definitely
like
want to spend
fire.
less time in the
Smoke.
grocery store, grocery shopping, and with HelloFresh, all of that is made easy. HelloFresh makes it easy to fit home-cooked meals directly into your weekly schedule. You can curate any recipe on the site that is delivered right to your door. And on top of that, most meals are ready in about 3 minutes. And of course, we have a deal for you. So I'm going to
Honestly, it sounds like
good information.
a much easier
Make
way
your
to meal
summer
prep.
enjoyable and delicious by signing up for HelloFresh
Or at
at
least more interesting, right?
HelloFresh.com/studios10FM
You get more options.
and get 10
Instead of
free
just
meals
cooking the same thing and
with
eating
a
it
free
like
item
4 days
for
in a row.
life. That's HelloFresh.com/studios10FM for 10 free meals and a free item in every box. One per box with an active subscription.
The big
Free
question
meals
is,
are
how does
applied
it
as a
taste?
discount on the first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. Thank you, everybody. Go get those meals. Let's get back to the video. Get back.
All right. Good job with kebab. That was really, really good.
Okay.
I love how he's the moral high ground over here. He's just like, I know it. It's so easy, guys.
Ready? E.
F. Earf. 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 Elephant.
Wait, would you say F?
Yeah.
Ear.
Euf. Eep. Ep. Eludative.
Elevator.
Endorphins.
You're looking at me. Now you want it?
No. But there's words.
Like one that we'll get, or is it like some?
Starts with the ends with F, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eeft.
Envelope.
Easter.
Oh, and there's Greg.
Easter.
Ember. Ember fluff.
Let's get rid of the 3-letter rule for this one.
Why?
Elf.
Elf. There you
That's
go.
the only one?
Like earmuff.
Oh, we would have got that.
Oh my gosh.
We would have got that. How are we coming up with more combinations that have few words than like actual real ones?
Elephant. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna start.
Elephant.
Let me think of a letter. All right, go.
H.
M.
Harm. Done. You
Weird.
said no 3.
Weird that you are. There's harm on the brain.
All right.
Okay.
Let's start again.
All right, I go. Ready?
It's like a Rorschach
T.
test.
T.
Tarp.
Good job. We got to rapid fire. We got to go. C X. Candarax. Candlewax. Is that one?
Amazing.
Is that one?
Amazing. I think that's one word.
Oh,
That's 2 words.
Doesn't matter. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it.
Ready?
All right.
Ready? M. 2. Okay, ready?
Again.
B.
G. Bog. That's also 3.
Beard.
Balenciaga.
Balenciaga.
Barg.
Barge.
Nope,
That's an
that's
E.
an
Bandage.
Bung.
Bungalow.
Bung.
Bung.
Bang.
Bang.
Idiot.
Yeah, bang. He gets bang.
They were stuck
He gets
on
bang.
bung for a
He
while.
gets bang.
Is bung a word?
They're gonna go bong. Just like right there.
Bong.
Bing bong. Could have went both with bing or with bong.
Bing bong.
That's true.
All right, you ready?
Who started that?
I don't know. Here we go.
Yep.
P.
T.
Part. Patriarch.
That's an H. I said part.
All right, he's
Okay.
going 4 letters though.
Okay, here we go.
All
Ready?
right, Wait. All right.
L.
E. Loathe. Yeah. N.
T.
Nort. Newt, technically.
Newt.
That's
4. W.
I couldn't.
Q.
Why?
I'm saying a letter.
Oh.
Q.
X.
Q.
Frank.
Oh my gosh.
No.
All right.
Ready? B. A.
C. Architect. Arctic.
Architect. Said it with such confidence too.
Yeah, he did.
M.
F.
Marf.
Maureen. Muff.
Like a muff. Last one.
Okay.
Ready?
My
Are you gonna
God.
start or me?
You could start.
Okay. H.
I was gonna say H also.
Okay.
Hi.
Humberg Gumble.
Humberg.
Hungrier. Harsh.
It's
Nice.
a tough game.
The winner.
Wow. So there you have it, folks. We are the quickest.
That is a
thinking
tough
people
game.
in the West.
I think so. Well, we're in the East. Yeah.
The Northeast, to be exact.
Specifically, we are in the
Geographically.
metropolitan
Tri-state
tri-state area. So
but we could be the quickest in the West. Probably not. They got a lot of
we're
smart
definitely
people
not.
out
They have
there.
a lot of things over
they're
there.
quick.
But hey, thank you for checking it out. Go check out everything we got going on here at
my
Santa Gato Studios,
gosh.
and stay tuned every single Wednesday. We'll keep you posted on the next week's one. Guess what? It's gonna come out on Wednesday. All right. Bye.
Bump. Quick, make a word, everybody.
That was very funny and difficult. That is surprisingly difficult. I was sitting there through most of those just going, I can't even come up with anything. Like anything to even remotely guess. Like some of those were just impossible. Throw a like on that. Link down below in the video description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. Also check out the channel. They might have other videos you might find hilarious. There's the link for those of you watching live. Let's pull up some information on Basement Yard, the Basement Yard. What they got going on. Basement Yard host Joe Santagato has his sights set on stand-up after the second comedy tour. This just came out a couple weeks ago. Ever since I started making content in probably like 2010, 2011, I'm always trying to keep a comedic tone with everything. If you spend even a slight portion of your day on social media, chances are you're familiar with Joe and his podcast, The Basement Yard. However, you can get even better acquainted now that he and co-host Frankie are hitting the road with their From the Basement to the World tour. It's its own show. We didn't think that sitting in chairs and just recording a regular podcast would be worth people's time and money, honestly, for them to come out and just watch us sit and talk to each other. That didn't really feel like the thing we wanted to put out in a performance, so we waited until we figured out what this would look like. Once we came up with something that was pretty concrete and felt like something new and not a show I've been to, we did the tour. So we've been learning about it every single time. Quote, the show is obviously structured and there are some things that are similar in every show, but for the most part, we can get creative. We can experiment, find out what works, what doesn't work. So the show changes over time, which is nice because a lot of people come to multiple shows. So there are elements that they'll see that they've never seen before. It's nice. It's kind of ever changing and people can enjoy it no matter what. I think if you plan too much or try to be perfect or perfect something before even trying it, then you're kind of setting yourself up to failure. That's true, because no matter what, once you start doing it, it never goes to plan. So you have to kind of figure it out as you go. But being on stage every single show is helpful for what we're doing in the moment. We're always trying to experiment in little ways and trying to make each show in its own way different than the last one. So with that experimentation, you kind of learn a lot too. I'm sure it's definitely helped with their improv skills and whatnot. Pair's second comedy tour is even set to stop at Madison Square Garden after selling out 2 nights at Radio City Music Hall last time around. Wow, they're going from Radio City Music Hall to Madison Square Garden. That's awesome. Quote, we don't only do podcasts, we don't only do YouTube videos or anything like that. I definitely want to get into stand-up next year or after this tour is over. It's all kind of within entertainment. I'd be open to trying things that maybe I'm not even interested in today at some point. Ever since I started making content, probably 2010, 2011, I'm always trying to keep a comedic tone with everything. Basement Yard is a top 10 podcast with 1.1 million subs on YouTube. It's not to mention Santagato's own 2.45 million subs. So what's the secret to his viral sound bites with Alvarez? Our show's pretty accurate for our personalities. When you're talking to one of your friends and you're in a conversation, that's how we are. That's how we talk to each other. Even when the cameras aren't on point or on, to the point where people make fun of us if we're out at dinner with a big group and we start joking around about something. People are like, are you doing the show now? This is just what we've been doing our entire lives. That's funny. Santagato considers himself an overall entertainer. The podcaster and YouTuber doesn't necessarily participate in the platforms that made him famous outside of his work life. Quote, I don't consume content in that sort of way, to be honest with you. There's no podcast that I listen to, nor is there specific YouTube channels that I keep going back to. I like to think that I'm a very social person, lots of friends, I like hanging out with them. That's how I like spending my time. Quote, it's kind of like I turn this thing on while I'm at work and I'm in this world and making sure that I'm up to date on what's going on creating, but then once I'm away from it, it feels like I'm completely separate life. Further noted, I don't hang out with a bunch of influencers or people who do what I do, not because I don't like them, but because my friends aren't those people. They have regular jobs, so it's nice change of pace to go from one world to the other. It's actually kind of interesting, honestly. Meanwhile, I'm consuming content and reacting to it via Twitch and YouTube, and then when I'm off, I'm also consuming content. I'm just endlessly in it, I guess. Ultimately, the man behind Santagato Studios is just happy to be able to do what he loves with one of his best friends. Quote, it's unbelievable, he concluded. It's a testament to our fans just being very supportive. Basement Yard, From the Basement to the World, will hit 24 cities across the country before culminating in New York City on November 13th as part of the 2025 New York Comedy Festival. They thought selling out Radio City was their peak. Now these podcasters are feeling anxiety about their next adventure. It's probably selling out Madison Square Garden. That's wild. Says the MSG show started off as a joke. If anybody's unfamiliar with Madison Square Garden, it is the New York arena. It's where the Knicks play. Duo put a pause on touring in 2026, but are open to trying new stuff in the future. Not even 1 year ago, the Basement Yard podcast hosts Joe and Frank were in shock that they had sold out Radio City Music Hall. Now they're gearing up to play the pinnacle of New York City venues, Madison Square Garden. Best friend duo have been hosting the popular podcast since 2020, so it literally started during the pandemic. We'll cap off, like everybody else started during the pandemic, From the Basement to the World tour with a November 13th show at the famed New York City Arena. Performance will be a part of the New York Comedy Festival. Started off as a joke. When we were in the green room at Radio City, there was an executive there who worked for Live Nation, and we joked like, Madison Square Garden? And she was like, for sure. I was like, that's just something you say. When they landed the gig, Santagato says he was immediately terrified. I'm like, oh God, this is insane. It's an honor and feels unbelievable, but definitely some anxiety for sure. Frankie's feeling the pressure too. He said after we were told we were going to do it, there was this feeling of like, okay, we have to deliver. This is something that's so unbelievably special, and we need to do something that's going to warrant us getting the opportunity. Not only will MSG be their biggest show yet, it'll also be completely new as their performance model is ever evolving. I think we're getting better as performers. We're adding more segments to our live shows. By the time that November rolls around, I'm sure we'll be in a completely different place than we are now. Wants their performance to feel fresh and distinct, but they also have to adapt to the venue's scale. Some of the crowd interaction portions of our show are a lot more difficult when you're dealing with an arena. We have some ideas that we don't want to put out there yet, but we can still have that as part of the show. Yeah, the logistics are going to be kind of interesting because usually when a comedy show happens at Madison Square Garden, they have like they call it a theater in the round, basically. Like they have a stage that's circular and you just kind of walk around and you're facing multiple directions. You're just kind of trying to get FaceTime with everybody all the way around. Very interesting. Obviously, most comedy shows are not like that. You're on a stage and the audience is right in front of you, and then you just stand there. Some of the times, people would just sit on a stool and do their comedy show. Dave Chappelle does it all the time, and you don't have to move at all. So it's definitely different. I remember way back in the day, 2004-ish, maybe 2006-ish, Dane Cook did Madison Square Garden and sold out. And it was called the Vicious Circle Tour or something like that. And he did the round stage at Madison Square Garden and had to perform to like multiple angles. Like you're just constantly going in a circle, basically. It was very interesting. I think that every show we do, says Frankie, we feel like we're getting better. Every time we go out there, we come out with a new sense of confidence. Even if a joke doesn't totally land, the duo says their fans have got their backs. They provide us with so much energy and confidence, said Joe. So when we get into those rooms and we hear the feedback and the playfulness, it helps us. Because there have been instances, small parts of shows, where the energy dips a little bit and it can affect us. So when we get out there, we feel that energy for them. We realize they're ready for a good show. We're ready to give them a good show. Basement Yard is putting a pause on touring in 2026. It's hardly winding down. The podcast continues to soar. They remain the 7th most popular podcast on Patreon, surpassed 1 million YouTube subscribers. Yet there may be new projects on the horizon. I think if you work in this industry, you operate under a certain amount of fear that it could be gone at any moment. You have to always be adapting and trying new stuff. Nothing concrete that I will say right now, but I think there's always an opportunity to look for different things to look a little different or be elevated in a certain way. It's important to keep the core of what people like, which is our dynamic and our banter. If we could keep it at its core, but also provide stuff around it, it'll only help us or hurt us. We got to take that feedback as it comes, though. Yeah, exactly. You never know, You could do something and then people are just like, hate it, bring back the other stuff, and you got to be able to adjust, of course, and it's very similar to musical acts where they're known for a certain sound. I think of Paramore all the time when I think of this. They're known for a certain sound and a certain, style of music. The album of Riot comes to mind. And then they put out new stuff like Hard Times and then went on from there. And when Hard Times came out, people were like, ooh, this isn't Paramore. What is this? Like it was just a different iteration of it, trying something new, trying to evolve the sound. Some people loved it, some people hated it, but you got to be willing to take the risk, right? Because who knows, maybe you find a whole new audience that didn't love your stuff before. Now they can't stand not having it. So it's very interesting how that can evolve. Certainly the act can evolve, and also the people following you can evolve. The same people that watched me 4 years ago, who knows if they're still watching me? I think a good amount of them are, but there has been obviously growth since then. So we have many new faces of people watching. and enjoying. And that's kind of cool. That's neat. You know, you're not gonna keep everybody. That is a thing that happens. I've fallen off from shows that I really enjoyed. I've said this before with The Walking Dead. Like I was in it. I was watching The Talking Dead, the show after the show. I was big into it. And then after season 5, I just kind of faded away. Life gets in the way. Other things pique your interest. It happens, right? But it can always win you back. It can always win you back. But sometimes you move on. I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Certainly subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can continue following along if you would like to. Leave a like on the video, all that good stuff. Follow the Twitch channel if you want to join the chat live. And let your input be read. Whatever it is looking for there. Check out the summer merch available on toddreacts.com. If you want to request a video and guide the stream, literally, take the reins, take the wheel of the stream and guide it, you certainly can. toddreacts.com. And join the Discord. Join the conversation. You will find me in there for sure. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, wonderful rest of your week. I will see you on Friday. Don't do anything crazy till then. All right, everybody. Take care of yourselves. See you soon.